Holy fuck, I'm bald.
Hello, American. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I hope you're well out there. Welcome. Man, oh man, Shevitz. Lots going on out there. Ukraine says rare earth deal with Trump in final stages at Breitbart. Francis Martel, the government of Ukraine, confirmed it is in the final stages of an agreement on selling rare earth minerals to America, a deal Donald Trump floated as a way for America to get a return on its investment in supporting Kiev against the Russian invasion. The announcement of the final stages of a deal made by Minister of Justice Ola Stefanashia followed comments by President Vladimir Zelensky, which he expressed hesitation about signing off significant rights to Ukraine's plentiful rare earth minerals or in heavily indebting Ukrainians in the future. Zelensky's remarks after a turbulent week in which Trump disparaged him as a dictator and implied he should vacate his office led many in international media to conclude Ukraine would ultimately decline any such agreement. But they insisted on Monday that the deal was not only still happening, but almost complete. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I do what I do. This is why I say the things that I say. I use my platforms on Blaze and on Fox and here behind this microphone, but especially Blaze and Fox a few days back. I think, in fact, in the case of Fox, it was Saturday. In the case of Blaze, it was before that. I said, this is a brilliant move by the president. Not about going into Ukraine. This is not about going into Ukraine and seizing their minerals and assets. It's about making a business arrangement. Now, I don't know what this is going to be, but I hope it's along the lines that I urged on these various platforms. That is, the United States and Ukraine go into business. They have what we want, and they don't really know how to get it. They are atop of massive amounts of crucially important rare earth minerals and metals that we could use. The Russians want them. That's the real reason why Putin attacked Ukraine. Yes, for geographic purposes. Yes, because he wants to reach into Poland and Romania and the Balkan states. There's no doubt about it. But he wanted to capture all these rare earth minerals and other incredibly valuable minerals. So does Communist China. And that's why they're in the Arctic Circle as well, because the Arctic Circle, under that ice, under that tundra, there's an enormous amount, plentiful, rare minerals. We're talking about lithium and titanium and on and on and on, uranium. And so when President Trump said, you know, we want access to that, that got my little brain thinking, well, why don't we have a huge investment relationship with Ukraine? They make money, we get access to these minerals. We can mine them, we can excavate, we can develop them. They cannot. They simply do not have the ability to do so. And in so doing, it's better than them joining NATO, if that's controversial, because we'll have an American presence in Ukraine, businessmen, employees, companies, security. And the president has made abundantly clear today that there's going to be some kind of a security arrangement for Ukraine. Just have faith. Just have trust. And so this is something that I talked about at some length. This is something that I hope will take place because it's really the best outcome for the United States and Ukraine. And Russia will seriously have to think 1,000 times before it invades Ukraine again, especially again with a security infrastructure. I have no idea what's happening. Hopefully it's along those lines. I have to believe it's something like that. I also have a lot of faith in General Kellogg, Keith Kellogg. I've had him on my programs multiple times, and he's very solid on these issues. And he understands who the oppressor and the oppressed, quote unquote, are in that war. He understands what's what. And a nice, clear-eyed thinking on that. And I think President Trump is using his deal-making smarts to try and get this done. So we shall see. And I think Russia's a little nervous about it because earlier today, or it was last night, they said, wait a minute, we have rare earth minerals too. We'll make some deals with the United States. No, they won't. and they're not to be trusted in any respect. That's for sure. Now, the wealth has made Ukraine, they write at Breitbart, an attractive target for China, too. The Ukrainian government, prior to Zelensky being elected president, became a member of China's Belt and Road Initiative, a debt trap scheme in which China offers poor countries predatory loans for alleged infrastructure projects. They write, Zelensky has embraced the potential of Chinese investment in post-war Ukraine, inviting dictator Xi Jinping to talks and hoping Chinese businesses take an interest in reconstruction. But hopefully, and I believe, we got there first. A major American presence in the Ukrainian mineral industry, they write, would likely have a deterrent effect on Chinese investment. The whole thing would have a deterrent effect on China and Russia and have an enormously positive economic impact on the United States and Ukraine. Again, so much of what they have has not been properly mined and developed. In fact, so much of it hasn't been mined or developed at all. And we can handle that. We can do that. So the amount of money flowing into the United States, jobs in the United States, jobs in Ukraine by Americans, businesses in Ukraine, which is, I just read somewhere that they would need close to $600 billion or more than $500 billion to rebuild that country. Well, this is a way to do it. And as I pointed out on Blaze and Fox and here, this is better than the Marshall Plan. This is better. This is an investment. This is a partnership in which we make money too, in which we get access to we want too. But it also is an enormous boost to the Ukrainians. In other words, it's called capitalism. Am I allowed to use that word today? I don't know if I am. But I will anyway. Again, we will see, but there seems to be a very positive view of this, whereas 72 hours ago, 96 hours ago, for the Ukrainians, there was not. And this is one of the reasons, at least in my little way, I've been encouraging this and encouraging the Ukrainians and us. Make this deal a business deal, make this deal as the president wants it to be, and ensure that both parties make money, ensure that we get the minerals that we need, that we help them exploit that. And it'll also be a wonderful national security boon to the Ukrainians because China won't get access to their minerals and neither will Russia. I think this is a big deal depending on how it comes down. It's only a matter. And both sides said the terms were very constructive for Ukraine and the United States. That's what I want to hear. Man, oh, Manischewitz, there's a lot more. I'll be right back.
What's open?
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Are you looking for a voice that truly represents your values? AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, was created to champion the needs of Americans who believe in faith, family, and freedom. Members gain access to incredible member benefits and discounts, including the award-winning AMAC magazine. From exclusive discounts on travel, insurance, everyday services, to a strong voice in Washington, the Association of Mature American Citizens is here to make a difference in your life and in our nation. Anybody at any age can join. In honor of President Trump's first 100 days in office, AMAC is offering an incredible deal. Incredible. Enroll in a 5-year AMAC membership for 47% off. Normally it's $60. Join today. It's $32. Visit amac.us/LEVIN. That's amac.us/Levin. Join today. Take advantage of this special offer. That's amac.us/Levin. Join AMAC and become part of a movement that stands for you, your family, and your future.
In the district on DC 295 northbound after Pennsylvania Avenue, an accident there is causing extremely slow traffic from the 11th Street Bridge and southbound of from Burroughs Avenue to Pennsylvania Avenue. 295 remains slow southbound between South Capitol Street and the Beltway. Still a disabled vehicle to watch out for outbound on the Suman Parkway before Stanton Road. That has traffic jammed up from South Capitol Street, and the freeway remains slow between the 14th Street Bridge and the 3rd Street Tunnel. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, low around 37. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high near 61.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
75 years of research, 75 years of policy.
75 years of opportunity.
75 years of freedom.
This is 75 years of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Join us at mda75.org.
Cab driver. Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about drinking responsibly, go to beforeyoudrink.org.
So, think I could take your number 26 Crown Royal Race Car for a spin?
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
Making sense of your money.
The state of the economy. The ability to afford your life. That's what people want.
Vince Colonnese, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
The kind of thing I pay attention to. I'm looking at.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Michael Rosenbaum and his small bill co-stars take you behind the scenes of one of the greatest shows of all time.
We're going to watch every episode.
Join us. It's Big Talk.
You remember when I had to shave my head?
Oh, I think I was angry with this one.
On Small Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
The scene you did, and this is the one that got me fired, okay?
What?
I love the excursions with me and Welling.
It's everything that Superman stands for. Talkville.
We always talk about it. It's a great thing.
The Smallville Rewatch Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Just like some of our bodies grow old faster than others, the same can be said of our brains. In fact, people who are biologically older, with brains that function similar to someone years younger, are called chronological superagers. On this topic, I want to tell you about a new study out of Scotland. It found that some aspects of cognitive abilities in older age may be connected to test scores from around age 11. In other words, that means some amount of brain aging is genetic, out of your control. But according to this study's author, some things, like keeping physically and mentally active and engaged, having few vascular risk factors, not smoking, or having a high BMI, those things can help. We came up with an idea, the author said. They like marginal gains, not magic bullets, as a good way to think about a recipe for better cognitive aging. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
What would you give for a child you loved to make their wish come true, to help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. You can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Expert entrepreneur Ed Milet is on a mission to max out your life.
I exist here weekly so that you can make your dreams come true, become the man or woman you're capable of, and then pay it forward.
It's time to get laser focused on peak performance.
Clarity equals focus, and focus equals success. That's what I'm here to do every week with you. Max out.
The Ed Milet Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
WMAL, making sense of world event. Because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the...
I just unbanned 40 people. 40 people. Rob, you were one of them.
Watch what's going on with Russia.
Good luck.
They believe for 1 second that Russia could get away with invading Ukraine. That's going to encourage them and motivate them to attack, of course, Taiwan. I don't think that's going to happen in terms of motivation. I think what Trump's doing and what Keith Kellogg's doing, I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we're unaware of. It's going to make it quite clear that in the end, Ukraine's going to be in a much better position. That's my hope. And I really think a well-constructed deal on these minerals will make the difference, just as the Marshall Plan made the difference for much of Europe that the Soviets hadn't yet conquered or tried to take over. I believe this can and would too. But even in a bigger way for Ukraine, I mean, if there's an American presence, if we're investing great sums of money and there's joint ownership or a partnership, and what's under the ground in Ukraine and so forth and so on, then we have a stake.
This is the place for politics.
That's what people understand.
Anybody wants to talk politics, I'm listening to it.
It's genius. By the way, I just saw, Mr. Producer, at Chicago Midway Airport. I don't know what the hell's going on. A hero Southwest commercial pilot, a hero, who made a last-minute maneuver so as not to have a collision with a private jet. And the National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA put out a statement saying any pilot that doesn't comply and strictly comply with FAA orders is going to lose their license. That suggests to me that there was a problem with the private pilot. He goes onto the runway, kind of quasi-parks there, and the Southwest commercial jet, the airline, is about to land, Mr. Producer. And what does the pilot do with the Southwest airline? He pulls up the jet as fast as he can. Pulls up the jet and avoids the private jet. Wow. These pilots must be on edge with what's going on, especially takeoffs and landings. And especially landings. Very worrisome. North Korea steals $1.5 billion as it pulls off the world's biggest ever heist, writes the Telegraph. State-backed North Korean hackers have stolen $1.5 billion of cryptocurrency in the largest heist in world history.
Wow.
Agents from Pyongyang were able to breach the systems of Dubai-based exchange Bybit to steal the digital coin.
Crypto, no, I never got involved in that.
Security analysts. The hackers stole more cryptocurrency in one attack than all the funds stolen by North Korea's cyber criminals in 2024 combined. When the rogue state cyber attackers made off with around $1.3 billion in digital coins, according to cryptocurrency analysts Chainalysis. The $1.5 billion total eclipses the largest known bank theft of all time, when Saddam Hussein sold $1 billion from the Iraqi Central Bank ahead of the Iraq War in 2003.
Oh, I hate that when they fucking do that.
As well as its technical skills.
Fucking
North Korean hackers are adept at what is known as social engineering, manipulating people to do what they want in order to pave the way for a heist. In other words, to get them to invest in certain ways and so forth, to load up a particular platform and then steal from it. This can involve developing relationships with targets over email, digital chat, sometimes over a period of months. Cybersecurity experts believe North Korea is notorious.
Charlie, I had 40 people banned in clones of a certain person, not Wigan. Rum is Back is one of the biggest fucking cloners out here. He's a dumb son of a bitch, that Rum is Back. As any, you can make better choices. I don't judge people and their friends. If I don't like them, I'm still friends with them. Hey, Rum. You know, you foreigners, I really don't give you much credit. All of you. I don't get to go to your fucking country and tell you to change or how to vote or cry about your fucking politics or the crime in your country. There's more crime being committed in Europe than anywhere in the United States. Every day. Them fuckers been killing each other for centuries now. That's why the smart people came here 250 years ago.
It's still trade secrets. Increasingly, they've been employed as a weapon.
Started families here, like the Johnson family, like the Austin family, like the Hayden family.
Started using cyber attacks for espionage, stealing R&D, and intellectual property.
Smiths, and related to the Smiths.
Security company SecureWorks. Subsequently,
one of them.
They really capitalized on it as a source of revenue. So there you have it.
Let's listen to Mark.
That's North Korea.
I should bring him up on here and do it on here. I just lazy.
You see these regimes look on
Lazy.
economic
Just, I'm
axis.
happy with this.
Not like this. Not like this. This is a big problem. North Korea stealing like that. There's a lot more, and I want to cover it all. And there's a lot more domestically going on. Big stuff. I'll be right back.
Well,
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
you can do this. Dutchie, 6 Feet Under, Whippermantle, Paul Beach Life, Rum, Paul Renfrey, aka Kubla Khan, all you fuckers. You wouldn't be using fucking toilet paper if it wasn't for the United States. You guys wouldn't have trains. You wouldn't be able to take a picture. The camera was invented in New York. Kodak. Teach me about history. Come on, boys. Come on, you fucking history buffs. Especially you, Whippermantle. You know, they're over there arguing, right? And then people using pictures here and there. At least my name didn't come up. But hey, yeah. I don't know, JT. I think you're in the wrong, boy. You Chicken Little. Crying the sky is falling while you pretend to be fucking Dr. JT. Well, I think Will is. I got to take Will's side on this because he's right. Yeah. Will's threatened to use my mother's pick. All right, but I have to test Will because Will and I have known each other a lot longer than him and I have known JT. JT's new in here. You're new, JT. Gotti brought you here. Rusty brought you to my chat. You and Rain. Yep. Gotti wanted to glaze Billy. JT, you've been glazed by Gotti, and now look what's going on. So this thing I knew this was going to happen. There's a rift between Will Durant and Gotti. I knew that was going to happen. There's something's going to, yeah. I mean, Gotti's not a streamer. He uses streamers. He was bragging about, I make streamers cry and I get them taken down and I make them quit. Didn't work here.
Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association of the Americas. Every 15 seconds.
Will Durant's never
if it's happened to
used my mother's picture.
The American Cancer Society can help.
Not that it bothers me. I don't care. You guys got my mother's picture. What am I going to do about it? You're able to get it. You got it. JC and Rusty were behind it. We all know the truth on that. You think it fucking bothers me? You know it doesn't.
Great cover story.
This makes you look stupid. My mother's sitting in heaven laughing at you fuckers. Yeah, that's my Billy. I can hear her right now. I can hear my sister Jill in the bleachers. Get mad, Billy. Yeah, because I was a wrestler in high school. I was a damn good wrestler in high school. I wasn't heavyweight. I was, it's still relatively small. 5'8", 183 pounds. Wiggin wants to know where my shoulders are. Right there, Wiggin. Right there is part of my fucking shoulder. That motherfucker.
Start small.
Put your saggy arms up there, boy.
Changes to your diet, you might be able to keep that up for a little while, but your willpower is likely to at some point crumble. The same can be said of exercise, especially when you see some real benefits really quickly. A new study out of University of Colorado found that adding just 5 minutes of exercise to your day was associated with lowering of your blood pressure. and just 10 to 20 minutes more of exercise a day was linked to a clinically
nobody's blocked. It's a fresh start. 40 handles I had blocked. 40 of you motherfuckers. One person using about 15 accounts attacking me. That's what that is. One person. And you get 2 or 3 together that's got 10 accounts each. They come in to your chat and they do that shit. I am calm, Patrick. Patrick, you have no idea, Patrick. You're just a Wiggins weenie. You're one of Wiggins wieners. You know that, right, Patrick? You're just a Wiggins wiener.
Companions for Independence Assistance Dog for a person.
I'm the top troll in here. That's why you're here there, Patrick.
Healthy life for the future.
And look what I did to JC's chat over the years. Now, the issue tonight is Alpesh Patel. You know, I made note that I bought my furniture from Rent-A-Center. Right? You get 4 months same as cash, 6 months same as cash, right? You're not paying the extra if you go the full term on the rental, you know. And you know, who do they sell? It's not Raymore and Flanagan. What the hell? The brand that they sell, there's a store right in Potsdam, 36 miles away. But I don't mind paying a little extra delivery. It's right here. This fucker called Rent-A-Center, and he says he's going to write letters to everybody in my village to warn them that Billy Hayden is a racist. Now, the most triggered person out here right now is Acid Drip. He is the most triggered, and he is a streamer. He does stream. You're an idiot, Acid Drip. You ain't going fucking no. What are you going to do? You going to make me quit YouTube? Wiggin can't make me wig. Rusty can't make. None of these fuckers can make me quit YouTube. You certainly can't. You fucking pansy-ass motherfucker can't even do 1 push-up. What fucking good are you? You can't carry 20 pounds, 20 fucking feet. You'd have to stop and take a break after 1 trip.
Rescinded this policy, restored Israeli confidence, Washington Post reported. The White House has repealed the directive, which
listen to the Jewish news.
Struggle to reconcile its support for Israel's war against Hamas militants. Comes as the Trump administration puts his America First mark on U.S. foreign policy. That is a highly, first of all, nearly illiterate sentence. It's a long run-on sentence, but number 2, political sentence. Let me put it in plain English.
Patrick Rowe, you're not even worth his time.
Threatening to withhold arms. If they did,
you are. I'm more of a pain in the ass for Wiggin than you'll ever be, boy.
Systematic way. Period. And not only that, he did in fact boycott Israel on a number of major arms.
I don't get paid for this. I'm not making any money on this.
Letter from National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, a copy of which was obtained by the Post, relays Donald Trump's decision to immediately rescind
Patrick. Sorry.
Memorandum. The repeal was also confirmed by several current and former U.S. officials who spoke in the condition of anonymity to discuss decision that has not been made public. Critics such as Chris Van Hollen. You know, Chris Van Hollen.
Barack
Van Hollen is the enemy.
Been watching Ted Nugent. He does that. He'll burp and say Barack at the same time.
And you people in Maryland, not you who listen to this show, but the left wing, the Democrats.
Not that I've never done that with people's names. Never done it with Barack. That works out perfect when you got a burp.
We'll always use that. And Trump was properly using it too. It was good enough for.
You didn't make a point, Patrick. You have no points to make.
Good enough for me.
You're almost more as irrelevant as the British chatters, Patrick. That's bad.
Trump has also lifted Biden's hold on heavy precision-guided bombs, D9 bulldozers.
He ain't sent no letters to no businesses. He's a dumb fuck. I'll have his address if he does that. He showed me the phone cards, right? Because I got your phone number, right? is they gave me the phone number. They said, well, this guy's in, they know his YouTube channel and everything. They're just not, they're laughing at him. They're a place of business. Unless you're going to buy something from Rent-A-Center or you got to make a payment, they don't want to talk to you. You're an idiot, Alpesh. That's a place of business. Call the cops. Let me see if I still have that.
You can find. And my stepson David was appointed by Donald Trump to be chief of staff. Right. We're proud of him, very. We're proud of Governor Huckabee, who should have already been confirmed for his position in Israel. There should have been a hearing called already. He should have been confirmed already. And you see, his great problem is that he's pro-Israel, pro-America, pro-Bible, and pro-Christian. Can't have that. Now, these Reformed Jewish organizations that I have denounced in the past are nothing more than left-wing Democrat organizations dressed up as religious institutions. That's right, I said it, damn it. I used to be part of a Reformed synagogue. And they've gone off the edge. They've gone off the edge. The entire Reformed Jewish movement is becoming increasingly an embarrassment to Jews. To Jews. It's politics. Keep moving to the left. Keep moving to the left. Basically, you have mostly secular Jews who join the Reformed Jewish movement or the Reconstruction Jewish movement and so forth and so on. You want to really learn about Judaism? I mean, really? You're not going to learn about it at a Reformed synagogue. Hell, I speak the truth. I speak the truth.
That's the number you want to call, Alpesh. If you have a problem, you British boy.
You learn about it through Chabad. And there are many
call the governor PD. JC did.
And facilities and rabbis and entities.
Let's do this again. That was fun when that happened. Her calling the cops and then she live streamed it. It was fucking hilarious.
That's where you go.
She stayed right on the phone with the cops. I sat right here and listened to her. It was fucking hilarious.
Theology and on and on and on.
They still talk about it at the VFW, the American Legion, and the Elks Club, Elks Lodge. They laugh like all them old fuckers at the guy generation ahead of me. They laugh at this shit.
Governor Huckabee.
Hey, none God, you're not my son, you crazy bastard. Oh yeah. I get fucked with bad.
Elon Musk issues final warning to the federal government workers. Who are you and what are you doing? Oh, that's very offensive. I don't know. That's provocative. Who named him king? Who are you and what are you doing? Why are they doing that?
I'm not Jewish, okay? I'm not Jewish. I'm not Catholic.
People who are getting paid, or
I'm all Yankee.
They say they are.
I was born a Christian.
They say they
a Yankee Christian. That's what I am. Not a born again Christian or nothing like it. I'm a Yankee and I'm a Christian.
Born in any place would want to know who.
That's simple.
What are you doing, right, Mr. Producer?
Not a born again Christian.
God forbid if you raise.
I don't need to take it that far.
Bureaucrats, God forbid. If you fire any bureaucrats, God forbid. If you cut off the gravy train to any entity, particularly on the left, God forbid, you got your federal judges in there. We got a Biden judge in there who thinks he's now running the federal budget. That jerk, that fool, that fraud lied his way through his confirmation hearings. And now he's there like he's king. Like he's king. Oh. And if you don't,
there's my point. There's rum. He's in Vegas, chat, right? So they're anti-Freemason. So rum could never be a Mason. I'd like to know what this fucking guy ever did in his life. Really, seriously. Wiggin, is this the one you're saying? He's ex-military? This rum guy, boy, he really thinks he's fucking something. And I know you support him, Zenny. Glad they stay out of my chat, Charlie.
I'm the guy who works in the nuclear codes and so forth and so on for a federal contractor for the federal. Okay, great. I think we ought to ask that question of politicians, too. Who are you and what the hell do you do? What do you do up there all the time? I think that's a fair question. Oh, yes. And there's more. Our friends at the Free Beacon. This is a wonderful site, by the way. Washington Free Beacon. Ready for this one? And media are all in on this, too. Red District Doge protests. You've been reading about this and seeing this on TV where you have these Republican House members and they have these town hall meetings and they're loaded with these people protesting. Why are you cutting this? Why are you cutting that? Oh, yeah. All these people protesting, cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. Seems a little bizarre, doesn't it? It's been cited as proof of broad Musk backlash. Look at this. Even in Republican, even in red states, in red districts, the people are rising up. They want fraudulent, big, bloated, unaccountable government. They want.
I'm reading Vegas, chat. Rum's an idiot. I'm a Freemason, by the way. Fuck you.
And generation X. What the American people. Excuse me, that's not what.
Fuck you.
And so the media, working with the Democrats, working with dark money billionaire Democrats.
Freemasons are Christians. At least the ones I know.
Potemkin Village.
Not trying to take over anything.
Yes.
They just living their life day by day.
Democrat County Board
doing the right thing.
Colin Anderson and self-described political activists helped organize a viral demonstration in Georgia. When angry voters confronted Representative Rich McCormick over Doge at a town hall held in Georgia's Republican Deep Red District, the New York Slimes, the Holocaust-denying New York Slimes, Washington Compost, and CBS News cited the scene, that one scene, as proof of emerging bipartisan backlash over efforts to slash government spending. CBS included a quote from one of the protesters' organizers, Maggie Goldman, describing her only as a McCormick constituent. Goldman does live in McCormick's district, though she's far from a concerned supporter of the two-term Republican. A self-described, quote, Democrat and political activist, unquote, Goldman, who did not respond to a request for comment from the Free Beacon, coordinated volunteers for Pete Buttigieg's presidential campaign in 2019 and 2020, according to her LinkedIn. And shortly thereafter, she ran for her local county commission as a Democrat, seeking to enact, quote, a more inclusive policy agenda.
There's Mike Harrison begging relentless.
Exclusively to
boys after. And there's something wrong with Mike H. He harasses women.
Said her campaign more than
Mike H is a fucking touch hole.
Campaign finance records, and on her Facebook,
motherfucker ever came in my bar and acted like that, I'd fucking knock him right out.
Protests received, sharing screenshots of headlines along.
I didn't. One of my friends would.
We really were on fire.
I have friends a lot bigger and tougher than I am.
Yes, the New York Slimes, the Washington Compost. Here, the little Free Beacon did all the work for you.
I have a relative that's fucking really tough.
It's the lying SOBs that you are and always will.
I don't want to mess with him. He's 10 years younger than I am.
Across the country, similar protests played out at House GOP town halls and district offices.
I watched the man drag a deer. He'd fucking drag you if he had to.
Fraud and crookedness. Demonstrations showed mainstream media coverage of brewing backlash against the Trump administration as the lower chamber left Washington, D.C. for a week-long recess. Well-funded left-wing organizations organized many of them. George Soros, him. Got more on him later. Stick with me. George Soros funded Indivisible and Move On. We're at the center of the demonstrations. Both groups launched national mobilization efforts targeting the Trump-Musk agenda, quote-unquote, and Trump-Musk coup, quote-unquote, during the recess period. This George Soros is a bleeding hemorrhagic. Mulan said its members and allies will show up in congressional-led town halls and congressional offices around the country, targeting House Republicans. House Republicans, don't get weak-kneed. This is all a scam. whose votes will be crucial in opposing Trump and Musk's harmful policies, quote unquote. Invisible issued a Musk or Us recess toolkit that showed members how to find their local town halls, urging them, take the fight to Elon. This is all funded by Soros and other American-hating billionaires, America. The group's local organizers heeded the call, launching protests against House Republicans at town halls and district offices. They garnered widespread media coverage. Move On targeted the likes of Arizona's David Schweiker, California's Ken Calvert, Virginia's Jen Kiggins, while Indivisible organized protests against Michigan's Tom Barrett, Wisconsin's Brian Steele, and Scott Fitzgerald among them. Local outlets mentioned individuals' roles in the protests when covering them. Urban Milwaukee, for example, wrote that Fitzgerald's town hall attracted about 100 people, largely organized by an organization called Indivisible, mostly members of the Washington Ozaukee County Democrat Party. But the New York Times and CBS also mentioned the Fitzgerald town hall, though neither included Indivisible's involvement. You know what that's called, New York Times and CBS? Pravda, Al Jazeera, censorship, propaganda. That's what you do. The Times, after noting that Fitzgerald was asked to defend the administration's budget proposals, as voters demanded to know whether cuts to essential services were coming, acknowledged that many of the most vocal complaints came from participants who identified themselves as Democrats. The outlet did not disclose that those participants had professional organizing help. You know, they're probably the same people that have organized the Hitler Youth in our streets, in our colleges and universities. CBS, meanwhile, said Fitzgerald faced pushback on the task force and calls for Congress to subpoena Musk to testify. It cited local news outlets and also reported the Washington County Democrat Party had encouraged people to show up. But again, it didn't mention the professionals who were involved, the professional Marxists. Individual's co-founder Ezra Levin teased the recess demonstrations by calling Musk a major weak link in the Trump administration. So this is all sort of communist level type propaganda and organizations to create the impression that there's some kind of groundswell, a juggernaut against what's going on. This is what led up to the communist revolution in Cuba. This is what led up to the communist revolution in Russia. This is what led up to Mao in China, and this is now what the Democrats are doing in the United States. I'll be right back.
What? News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. These days, when it comes to news, the World Wide Web is more like the Wild Wild West.
It makes you want to throw something, doesn't it?
So where can you go to make sense of your world online? Depend on WMAL.com. Get the day's top stories, stream your favorite WMAL shows, access our podcast archives, and more. Awesome, hilarious, entertaining, educational. For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com, making sense of your world online.
In the district, the accident on DC 295 northbound after Pennsylvania Avenue clear, but traffic still jams up from the 11th Street Bridge. On the George Washington Parkway southbound after 123, an accident moved to the shoulder, and a separate incident just prior to that crash also moved to the side, but it is very slow from the CIA. And there is still crash activity in the deceleration lane of the local lanes of southbound 270 before Falls Road. And that is traffic jam from Shady Grove Road. Main lane still slow northbound from the spur to Falls Road and from Shady Grove Road to Middlebrook Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, low around 37. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high near 61.
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
Blowing out trumpet candles shouldn't be easy. If you have undiagnosed COPD, you may find yourself short of breath. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years to your life. If you have symptoms like wheezing or chronic cough, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headline, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password. Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store and stay connected.
Entering the cage of doom. Who will step up to his challenge?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college. Find out which classes you need at knowhowtogo.org.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
WMAL.
You know, Americans love using their credit cards, one of the most secure and hassle-free ways to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com, guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
Oh, it's awful, huh?
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all in one.
Wow, JC. I don't know. Does Rusty like you or what? It's nonstop every day. Granny Moose Knuckle. I prefer to call you Jihad JC, because that's what you are. I see what's going on in Vegas. Rusty blocks my handles. Unless I go in and it's one she doesn't know.
For economics, the ranks works of literature. Did you study these things in school? Even if you did, maybe it's time for a refresher. Hillsdale College is offering more than 40 free online courses, including their newest course on totalitarian novels. And in this free 8-lecture course, you'll learn from Hillsdale College president, the great Larry Arm, my dear friend, as he reads and goes in depth on 4 novels: 1984, Brave New World, Darkness at Noon, and That Hideous Strength. Even though these novels were written in the 30s and 40s, they're highly relevant today.
I don't expect either JC or Rusty to be nice to me.
They can show us that faith.
They've already demonstrated that they don't like me.
Maybe you've read these books. Maybe you read them a long time ago in school. Maybe you haven't read them. Maybe you've heard others talk about them. Seems a little intimidating.
And then this thing, Zenny, good vibes. Being friends with Rusty is not good vibes. It doesn't make it look good.
For Hillsdale.com to enroll. That's LEVI
Sorry.
for Hillsdale.com.
That deal and then VB and all that. You know, I'm not part of that. I was never part of that little group.
Hillsdale.com to register.
No. I didn't get to sit in on those panels they used to have. They would use them panels and then they go into the other chats and do what everybody's doing now.
To shut down the government to save Medicaid. And of course, they will have their propagandists.
JT, I have to agree with Will Durant. You know, you're younger than him. You're a generation behind Will Durant. And you use everybody's picture. You got Rusty in there. Everybody that Rusty's ever doxed, you got him in there. My mother, JC, Wiggin, all of them. She attacks everybody. You give her a pass. Will is right. I got to agree with Will. Whether Will likes me or not, he's keeping the peace. Will and I are a lot alike. I know who Will Durant is, the author. I know who that person is. He's not the only one who did that. People who write history, senators, state senators for the states, governors of states, professors in colleges, the president, congressmen, and people who want to be journalists. It's who believes what you write. And just because you believe something, I have an opinion. Well, if your opinion is not based in fact, then your opinion's wrong, and that's all there is to it. Will Durant is right about JT. Intervening he's the mini Rusty. So whatever is going on, Wolfie, you won't have an honest discussion with me. Which, I don't care.
It reduces the risk of SIDS. SIDS? Sudden infant death syndrome. Guess I need to start studying up on man. Uncle comes with big responsibilities.
Vader, you're just immature, Vader. That's all there is to it. You guys are fucking petty. You really are.
His husband won't be home for months. His daughter is due any day. We're with all service members and their families. Are you with them? Learn more at ussub.com.
I knew what Gotti was doing when he was in my chat. That's why I did that with Wiggin. Most people would have just said, "Oh, I don't feel like streaming," and they wouldn't have done what I did.
Only after birthday cameras could be easy, but if you have undiagnosed COPD, you may find yourself short of breath.
Wiggin, you didn't create me. You may have discovered Billy Hayden, but you didn't create me.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving.
I don't kiss no man's ring.
Thing than another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get.
I'm going to be out here and pretend to be something. It's not like what you're doing. I don't pretend, anyways. I'm not playing that game. Well, I can. Nobody has fooled these streamers with clones more than Billy Hayden has, Uncle Al. Especially Shannon. I shut down her clone night. And when she does have clone night, she won't let the best clones in, the best trolls in there. Troll night. Yeah, she shut it down because of Billy Hayden.
This hour, we just got more information from Montgomery County Police about the arrest.
Oh, there's a reason I call that person Shallow Shay. So you're welcome, Uncle Al, but you should just go back to JC's chat where it's nice and comfortable.
On lockdown, and police were called. They identified the student who reportedly hurt.
I'm fine, Uncle Al. Uncle Al. You ain't my uncle. Fucking Uncle Al. The fuck have you done, Uncle Al? What is that, Uncle Alcoholic? Is that what that stands for? Let's get that Uncle Alcoholic. That's what that stands for.
Involving students at a nearby park.
Uncle Alcoholic. That's a good idea.
President Trump has to clear up whether federal workers need to respond to the "What did you do last week?" email after conflicting information. OPM last night said a response was voluntary, but a short while later, Elon Musk said that workers are being given a second chance and have until tonight to respond or be fired.
Well, it's somewhat voluntary, but it's also, if you don't answer, I guess you get fired.
President Trump says some people aren't writing back.
And if they don't write back...
Oh, he's got a picture of that. Paul Shepard, you don't look any better than that. Uncle Al, you like that right there? Look at Uncle Al. Want to see me spam my own chat? You can't out-type me. The voice to text isn't as fast as I am on the typewriter. Certain things. If I use voice to text, you can't stop me.
Tell 7 News, groups are forming to help each other figure out what's next. Tonight, Montgomery.
If I put the fucking joint down and use both hands, you can't beat me.
Top issues include
unemployment.
It's like peeling a potato. Takes both hands. Gun control means using both hands, but I'm not handling a gun.
Council webpage. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.
Uncle Alcoholic. Now that's funny. That is funny. Hey, Uncle Al, go get Al Pesh. Go tell Shannon to tell her boy from England to call that fucking number. If he wants to call somebody in Governor to get me in trouble, call this number. Please. Let's have another JC moment, because JC called it. She fucking live streamed it. She doesn't dare talk about it. JC won't know. She'll leave her panel to go like she'd be with D-Highs and all that. Yeah, JC, I hope Rusty never stops going after you, you stupid bitch. You fucking lied to me, JC. Treated me like shit, so now it's my turn.
Sent from Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Norton urging the Department of Defense to stop transporting government officials by helicopter in the national capital region, short of the president, vice president, or reaction to a national.
Really not much action over there anyways. I go in there, I'll speed that fucking place up.
Restrictions put in
I'm
place
not.
by the FAA.
I've done enough. I got my own chat. The fuck do I need to go there for? The fuck do I need to go to JT? Come tell me to come home, JT. This fucker telling me to come home. Right? He went live after I did. JT. Rain, you came here, lady. You lied to me about your parents being dead. I took offense to that. That's an awful thing for you to do, Rain.
Shop the all-new Murano at NissanUSA.com.
You can't do this without lying about something like that.
Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available.
Then you're going to sit there over in your chat and use my mother's pick. God, he said don't clone you, and you guys did. The only reason I cloned you, JT, is because of what Rusty was doing. Guilt by association. That's a fact. That's why I did that. And I did it in a two-step fashion.
Adjusting in 1 pound increments up to 250 pounds, challenging even the most advanced.
I wanted to see how long she'd leave that fucker up there. And I waited a month. Here she had a wrench in my chat, and she's fucking dogging me on her own chat. And if you dog Rusty, I mean, look what she's doing with JC. Right? Just constant attack on Jace, bickering with these women. Nothing positive there. There's no good vibes coming from Rusty. I don't feel any good vibes. I know Wiggin doesn't. Christ's sake, she's fucking telling everybody Wiggin doesn't like banks. All his money's in his house. That's a good thing to say about somebody.
Slow on traffic on the inner loop of the Beltway still from the.
Then you go and try to make friends or whatever with Lady Venom and shit. With your little girlfriend there, Wiggin. Wiggin, you should have never stabbed me in the back. I'm the wrong person to be stabbing in the back, you stupid fuck. Because now I am mad at you. Piss me off. You want me mad? You got me mad. You stepped over the line, Wiggin. You didn't make me, Wiggin. I made me. God made me. You didn't make me. You're a fake Christian.
Dry, wet weather chances are on the rise Thursday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin in the First Alert Weather Center.
61 degrees in McLean, 59 in Poolsville, and 62 here in Washington.
JC supports the fucking acid trip. She does. Because there's that Tony in there, right? You guys are just so sickening bunch of punks, motherfucks. Burden on society. Fucking fatherless people. That's what the problem in America. Women having kids and being a single mother, no father to fucking teach them. Manners. That's the fucking problem in the culture. Fuck you, Joy Reid. Al Sharpton, you motherfuckers. Been waiting for this day to come.
1-877-381.
Yeah, I'm going to rant all fucking night long.
Program in hour 3.
Brush my teeth.
You can listen to this program in its entirety or in bits and pieces whenever you want, wherever you are, however you wish. Mr. Producer likes to listen to the show without his clothes on. Isn't that true, Rich? Only on Wednesdays. That's the rumor. It's very embarrassing. Here's what you do. Go to marklevinshow.com, click on Audio Rewind, and select your favorite platform. Or search Mark Levin Show on your favorite podcast platform. It's that simple.
I dare you, Uncle Alcoholic. Go to JC's chat. Tell her you want to hear the audio when she did that. See what she did. Because she saves everything. She's got that. She could play it. She won't. Because it makes her look bad. She made a total ass of herself that day when she did that. Uncle Al, I dare you. There are a lot of people there that day when that happened. They know I'm not. If I was lying, there'd be people crawling all over me right now, certain people. And people who matter in these chats. People who help run these chats. So fuck you, JC. Just for shits and giggles, JC, to laugh at yourself, you should bring that up here and fucking play it. Never gonna admit your fucking fault, tell you, JC. You faulted that day. I'm missing Mark.
Back to what? The internet? Back to blogging? Back to attacking gay people?
Fucking idiot.
He was having a blast on the internet. Came to the attention of Comcast, NBC, MSNBC, and they said, this lady, she's good. Nobody is a bigger sleaze and trashing people than her. Well, I want to thank our friends at Grabian. This is a great site. They put together a montage of the best and the worst of Joy Reid.
This is going to be good.
I haven't heard this.
This is
the best and the worst of Joy Reid.
This is going to be good.
That's got to be entertaining.
Been at it for 20 years.
18, go.
Seems like.
Lady, call me that. Is this something about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race? But Donald Trump wants to never let black and brown folk up off the mat.
Black and brown folk.
Why not just say what you mean?
Black and brown folk.
And black people, we get it. You've been heard. Are you committed to naming a black woman as your vice presidential running mate? They wanted to go after the brown people too, because of course that is their other target. Not fashionable to be openly racist anymore in America, unlike what they call the good old days. Only the white Christian men may have the things. So you own everything.
White Christian men.
Mixed status families. And
I'm not a VB, old white men. Is that what they meant?
Black plus anything else, you are black. Violent white nationalism that today threatens our national security. Oh, Lord. Send any of those invites to any black women you know? We do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men. Let's be clear. I mean, you're also a white guy. Are you saying the we is?
Joy Ann Reid's mad because no white men want her. She's an ugly bitch. I wouldn't tap that. She fucking ugly.
Give that woman a joy you had. Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable. Donald Trump is acting like a Nazi, talking like a Nazi, and now posting like a Nazi. Like Trump, Hitler was also viewed as a clown, a goon who could be kept in line after a 4-year break to, learn to accurately quote Adolf Hitler. And right-wingers were saying, get in the oven. And
right-wingers!
Comment on Twitter. Elon Musk, I guess he misses the old South Africa in the 80s. He wants that back. Yeah, not only
he misses the old South Africa.
In mental and perhaps even cognitive decline. Yes, Biden is aging. He shuffles when he walks and forgets names and makes gaffes. But he's not incoherent. He can give us prompter speech. Yes, Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign. For misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst. They've taught people the word inflation, right?
Trying to use big words.
Word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it. So many of us are not safe in Donald Trump's America. If you're mad at United Healthcare and you voted for Trump, you essentially voted for America to be run like United Healthcare. And you think, oh yeah, they let the race lady in. Well, listen, let me cheer you up, okay? I got into Harvard and Yale, Vassar, and the University of Denver too, because I had a really high GPA and fantastic SAT scores. Let me just be clear. I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action. A black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine. For me, there's something poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home.
It's amazing how long she lasted, isn't it?
Follow up!
And then Rachel Madcow comes to her defense. Cut 19, go.
In all of the jobs I have had,
I hate this woman. This is a disgusting person.
No colleague for whom I have had.
She is an ignorant motherfucker.
Than Joy Reid. I love everything about her.
Figures.
I've learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake.
Well, then let me make a suggestion. Resign. If you're not happy with your environment, you're not happy there, you think this was an act of racism, then do something about it. Rather than bloviating with your excessive carbon footprint. Go ahead.
It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces now. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
Well, then resign in protest. I don't understand, Mr. Producer. Is somebody holding a gun to her head to force her to do what she does at $25 million an hour? Are they? No. I mean, if you feel that way, resign. If I thought I was working for a racist organization, I wouldn't stay here. But she's basically saying MSNBC is racist. I don't know how you can say that when they keep a real thug like Sharpton in the lineup. And there are others. But you see, this is the game.
He hates Sharpton. That's all there is to it.
My read should have been pulled along.
He's not a reverend. I was talking to two pastors today about Reverend Al Sharpton. I had them laughing.
In my humble opinion, she wasn't removed because of her race. She was removed because of her mouth. And Rachel Maddow is too stupid or too much of a hack, a hardcore left-wing hack, to admit the truth. That Joy Reid didn't belong on any major platform, even MSNBC, as minor as it is. And neither does Rachel Maddow. She defends this, but even more, she's condemning it. She's implying, if not stating, it's racist. Then leave. Why are you holding? I don't understand it, Mr. Producer. Leave. Now, Tiffany Cross, who was fired at MSNBC, sort of a Joy Reid knockoff, she jumped in today. Oh, yes. The reprobates are on the march. Cut 20, go.
And I apologize to Bishop Daughtry right now because I'm going to try to stop myself from delivering some four-letter words. But I'm going to just say...
Oh, you're just so profound. We're all sitting here on the edge of our chair. Eyes wide open, chins on the floor. We can't wait to hear what Tiffany Cross has to say. And, of course, we're waiting for those four-letter words from Tiffany. Oh, yeah. Nobody can express themselves better than Tiffany Cross. Go ahead.
I've said this is...
Don't shop where they won't hire you. The same thing they say. Don't even hate watch. And don't believe the hype. Because what comes next are the attacks. Where they just start making up stuff.
Shut up, you idiot. I don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Sound like a moron. Now, that said...
No, they're Melissa Harris Perry.
There's some truth to what she said. All you folks at MSLSD who think this is a racist, that is MSLSD operation, who think what was done to the poor Joy Reid was nothing more than out of the closet racism, that she was removed not because she's an idiot, not because she's a hater and vile, not because of the things she said, but because
fucking clown boy.
And mass.
Oh, I sent letters. And what do you think they're going to do? You don't think they should? What do you expect Rena Center to do when you called them? Alpesh, the side chat's open. I didn't time you out. You can answer me there. What do you expect to gain by doing that? Huh? Call the cops. Call them right now. You're 5 hours ahead of me. And what time is it? Fucking 7:18. So it's after midnight in England where you're at. Call my village cops. Alpesh Patel. Right there's the number. Bang. Tell them I'm being racist out here on YouTube. Come on. Let's make these fuckers laugh. What do you expect to gain by calling Rena Center? I got all these phone cards. Oh, Billy. You're such a dumb fucker. And that lady down in Long Island, Angela, she's been tearing you a new asshole. I've been laughing at that's pure gold right there. I see her wearing a UPS shirt. Dwayne Allman, you should do the same thing. Turn the fucking camera on with that fucking shirt on. You ain't no fucking mailman, but she works. She delivers mail. She's a nice lady. She's a New Yorker. Wow, Long Island. You gotta be careful with them Long Island people. If you tell them you're from New York City. No, I'm from Long Island. It's not New York City. They're temperamental. Well, I can get away with it because she knows where I live. She said she was in my chat, so there you go. I get people watching me. I don't even know who they are. Angela is good people. I see people been talking to her. She's been streaming. You better be careful, Alpesh. That person right there is going to fucking bury you. You're going to get fucked hard if you keep fucking with that person. Yeah, I'll stand behind her. Go ahead, say, oh, Billy wants to get in her pants. Oh, Billy looking for pussy. Angela's good people. I wish I was closer to her age. Yeah, probably could date her. I'm too old.
WMAL, making sense of the news.
In actuality, I'm single. Ain't nothing holding me here in Governor. I can move down there like that. I got my own money. I don't need a woman to support me.
That you hang with pride outside.
I'm in a position I could share my life with somebody like nothing.
Hand sewn in Charleston.
Did it before.
By dedicated American craftsmen and women who put care into every stitch because they believe in what that flag.
She has a job, so that means she has friends, family.
Like my allegiance flag.
Pesh Patel, you're playing with fire, boy.
Period. Right now,
the New York City girls will tear you fucking up. And she's from Long Island.
give you $35 off your complete flag set.
No, Charlie.
That's show
no. Listening to Mark Levin.
Made by Americans, for Americans.
If friggin' Angela come in here and ask me to do it, I'd do it. She's new. I'd let her up. But no, Charlie, I don't want to talk to you, Charlie. I don't want to talk to you, Charlie. You're bad for my panel, Charlie. I don't want you on my panel. Put that through your head. I see you. I don't even wait. Whatever you were doing in my backstage, I wasn't even paying attention. Whatever fucking gestures you were making, I was ignoring your dumbass. And you're too fucking dumb to copy the link so you have it when you come into my chat. Because Wiggin can come in anytime. He does that. They have it copied. Randy just appears in my backstage because he has my link. You can copy the link. It's not hard to do.
President of George Soros scheme to control 200 radio stations, right? Sean Moran.
No, it doesn't.
Right, Mark. FCC chairman.
No, it doesn't, Charlie.
The Republican
Charlie, you're a failed streamer. I don't need your advice.
George Soros' unprecedented scheme to take over 200 Odyssey radio stations, Mr. Producer. Carr will detail how the FCC under Democrat leadership approved a license deal delivering leftist billionaire Soros over 200 Odyssey radio stations. Soros reportedly took foreign investment to make his bid for the 200 radio stations, which cover 40 media markets, and asked the commission to make an exception to the normal review process. And this is reportedly the first time such a deal was fast-tracked.
Back of the line, Charlie.
Without a national security review process, which normally takes at least a year. So it was done in September, you see, to try and get it done before the election and before, obviously, the ascendancy of Donald Trump. And Carr said in a statement last September opposing the move, the commission's
just sit here and listen.
Never before has the commission voted to approve the transfer of a broadcast license, let alone the transfer of broadcast licenses for over 200.
It's about broadcasting.
Across
my favorite interest, radio.
Without following the requirements and procedures codified in federal law. Well, it's a constitutional crisis, right, Democrats? Not once. And if the commission breaks this,
No, it's not.
without seeking public
No, it's not.
altering
I can
or
make it private.
regulations, without
I
actually
put it public,
closing
but
out
it's not really a
the
public chat.
without seeking
I'm in
the
fucking charge,
federal
Johnny.
agencies
My
that
chat.
equities.
Go
The
away.
law requires applicants with excessive foreign ownership to file a
Shut up and
petition
listen.
for declaratory
Learn
ruling.
something.
At the same time, they seek FCC approval for the relevant license transfers. They must then complete that process before the FCC can approve the assignment of licenses. And that process must enable executive branch agencies with national security and specific policy expertise to weigh in. So they cut out that entire process and handed them the licenses. They cut out the entire process. By the way, I want to thank, among others, American First Legal, Judicial Watch, some of the others from jumping in with both feet on this. Landmark Legal Foundation as well. Carr continued, they did obtain approval from the FCC for their excessive foreign ownership. No, they didn't. Did the applicants afford the executive branch agencies with national security and relevant policy expertise an opportunity to consider their
My plan's
as well
working.
as the source and amount of foreign investment? No, they did not.
All you got to do is be live and you're mad.
No, they did not.
That shit burning.
First,
It
I
fucking
have to
goes off.
point out, Commission Eager writes another, says another commissioner. Let's see, FCC Commissioner Nathan Symington. First, I just have to point out, a commission eager to fast track a $1 billion broadcast media reorganization regarding foreign ownership concerns is the same commission that has gone back to the well several times to impose and reimpose foreign sponsorship identification rules on our smallest independent broadcast license holders every time they place local church content on the air. Hello, every time they place local church content on the air. So this was a robbery in daylight. That's what it was. It was a reward to George Soros, the sugar daddy of the anti-American radical left, the anti-Israel radical left, and of course of the Democrat Party, which in so many ways is anti-American and anti-Israel. They just awarded him 200 stations, more than 200, including in big markets like Philadelphia. Now think about that. Big markets in Florida. You didn't hear Butkus from the media, the same Democrats saying, hey, where did he get authority to do this? You know this guy, Senator Whitehouse from Rhode Island, who has a perpetual lisp? I guess he can't afford an orthodontist, or maybe there's something going on with his mouth and his lips. I don't know. He's a particularly loathsome human being. There are many there. Well, this guy's always skating on the edge of criminality, in my humble opinion. Well, he's pointing the finger at everybody else. In other words, he's a typical Senate and House Democrat. And over at Fox News, ethics watchdog flags Senator helping wife rake in millions for a nonprofit. See, we see Stacey Abrams' group gets $2 billion. $2 billion? Holy moly. And now we see Mr. Whitehouse's wife, her nonprofit rakes in millions. Ooh. Remember what we saw about Nancy Pelosi? Her husband's such a genius. Just in the nick of time, he knows what to sell and what to buy. Wow. Incredible. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Democrat. Remember, for the longest time, this guy belonged to a country club that was an all-white country club, didn't allow blacks. Or maybe it was Jews. Or maybe it was both. Remember that? And he wouldn't resign. Apparently he liked the spaghetti that they would make. I don't know. He wouldn't resign. Eventually they changed after decades of criticism. Sheldon Whitehouse was being accused of violating ethic rules after backing laws that financially benefited his wife's environmental organization. These people are so sleazy. They are so gummed up in crookedness. We barely know. And it's just like the fraud and the bloat in the federal government, what these people do with their public trust. The Democrat senator and climate hawk voted for key laws that provided funding for grants to the environmental nonprofit group that works with his wife, Sandra Whitehouse, and pays her through a consulting firm. All right, there needs to be a criminal investigation of this. I would encourage the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney, seriously, there needs to be a criminal investigation of this. Isn't it? The Ethics Watchdog, the Foundation for Accountability and Civic Trust, called FACT, is asking the Senate Select Committee on Ethics Chairman James Lankford, Vice Chairman Chris Coons, good luck with him, to investigate White House to determine whether he violated the Senate rules on conflicts of interest. The group works primarily to draw attention to potential Democrat lawmaker ethics violations. Well, somebody used to do this work and file these complaints. I would encourage this group, FACT, to make a request with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Criminal Division, Public Integrity Section of the Justice Department, copy of the Attorney General, to launch a criminal investigation, a preliminary criminal investigation into the White House couple, that would be Sheldon and his wife Sandra, to determine if, I say if, there's any criminal activity, conflict of interest, and so much more. I mean, all you had to do is blow your nose and they'd open a criminal investigation of Donald Trump. During periods of economic uncertainty, gold should be the safe haven you're looking for. Unlike stocks or bonds, it's a physical asset that gives investors peace of mind. Gold has been a valued investment for thousands of years. It's why I put my own money into things like gold with Advantage Gold, because I believe in diversification. Call 800-900-8000. Join me in this investment strategy. Folks, when the stock market has its ups and downs, gold remains a rock-solid asset. It's not just a hedge. It can be a proven safe haven for your hard-earned money. You're looking to help secure your financial future. Now's the time to diversify, to add gold to your portfolio. Don't wait until it's too late. Call my friends at Advantage Gold today. They're the experts I trust, and they'll walk you through everything step by step. Call 800-900-8000 right now.
Fucking loud. Probably too loud. I don't know how to get it too loud. It doesn't sound good.
Okay. So, yeah, at the risk of overkill, guys, I gotta say one more thing. I think this is my OCD. Like, yes, that really got under my skin. Because it wasn't enough for him. You know, you started this whole fucking thing, Vader. You know how this started? I woke up this morning and I hit the JD stream. And what was Vader doing? What was Vader? Vader was on the panel with, you know what Vader was doing? Vader was showing my picture. Vader was cloning me. There were 2 pictures on the panel with me. You know what he was doing? He was trying to draw me in. I don't know why, but he wanted me to come. He wanted me to come, or else he was jealous. So he was showing my pictures because he's jealous of who he likes me. I don't know. I don't know what it was. That's how the whole fucking day got started off. Okay. So I started doing a stream. And yeah, I kind of, nuked his ass a little bit. And then I was just clowning his ass the whole day.
I've been a customer ever since. I never ever had that problem again. No wonder the IRS reported tax fraud due to went up 20%. Get LifeLock today. Don't get your identity stolen. They monitor millions of data points per second and alert you to threats you can lie. Now, your identity is stolen. LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist fix it, backed by the $1 million protection package. Restoration's guaranteed, and you money back. Don't mess around with this stuff. I dealt with this for a long time before I had LifeLock. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Get LifeLock protection for tax season and beyond. Join now, save up to 40% for your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock, use promo code Bongino, or go to lifelock.com/Bongino for 40% off. Terms apply. Do it today.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Actually, available with TurboTax Live.
Rocky,
Sanjay Gupta. Are you familiar with?
hold on to your pants, Rocky. They'll try to steal them from you.
During the week, but then a substantial amount of exercise over the week. There's a lot of studies done on weekend warriors, and a lot of people find themselves identifying with this because they find their week warriors are just too crazy to work out. The latest study I want to tell you
Right now against Vader.
as more frequent exercises. That could be considered great. But I still want you to hear that and give up on always striving for more movement every day of the week.
Hey, Rocky, since you're here, yeah, I was watching. I was about ready to come up on your panel. when Shannon came up in that, and then you shut her down. I wasn't surprised you did that. It's like poof, it was gone. It's like, well, he doesn't want to listen to Shannon's stuff. That's for sure. Rocky is like the women. I feel like Bill Cosby. Anyway, good to see you, Rocky. Thanks for saying hi. And yeah, my side chat's open. I unblocked everybody. I was getting attacked by my last couple. They were coming in here after me hard. Rocky, that guy, Alpesh Patel, they know that I bought furniture from Rent-A-Center right here in my village. They're right here. Not even a city block away. Okay. That fucker called them on the phone to warn them that I'm a racist. And he's been fucking saying he's sending letters to my neighbors and shit. He's got the address. He found out the name over here because people, they had their public. You go to the post office, there's their name. What the fuck? So there's the cops number right there. Just call the cops, Alpesh. If I'm doing something illegal out here, call these fuckers, please.
On WMAL.
Alpesh Patel, acid trip. Shannon's number one man from the fucking UK. Shannon is my name. She harbors that fucker. So doesn't JC.
You and me.
Fuckers calling local businesses to warn them about me and my fucking village of 5,000 people. Everybody knows me. Strangers.
As far as what I've been saying about what's going on in terms of the economy of Israel. From the Jerusalem Post, around a third of Israeli households have reported a fall in their income since the start of the war, a proportion that reached as high as 44% among households in the north. 1/5 of Israelis who were forced to evacuate their homes after the October 7 Hamas butchering have lost their jobs. 1/5. Tens of thousands of Israelis were evacuated from towns near the Gaza and Lebanese border in the north and the south, following the attacks, which were immediately followed by missile barrages from Iranian-backed Hezbollah in southern Lebanon.
I know. It makes him look stupid, not me.
Israel
I'm
had
fucking laughing.
subsidies that added to the billions of dollars spent on the military during the war. But away from their jobs and
I hope Google notices that, though.
Economy.
That's harassment. He's harassing them now. That business. He's harassing that business.
And you don't read about that. You don't read about that.
They ain't got time for that shit.
To believe any of it, because you see, Israel's the oppressor.
Now they want me to believe that Israel is the one causing all the strife over in Rum, you are such a dumb motherfucker. I'm calling these people out, Rocky. I'm sick of these fuckers.
Oh, yes. Which brings me to my point. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews in this fantastic...
Now he's in with Shannon. He's a skinny little punk from fucking somewheres in the UK. Calls himself Acid Trip. I call him Acid Drip because his ass drips.
This organization, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, that goes back 40 years, bringing together Christians and Jews in one united important cause, has supported and continues to support those in the Holy Land, still facing the lingering horrors of war, those who are in desperate need as I speak. An ongoing monthly gift, tax deductible in every respect, of say $45.
Rocky, I got the pastors going today, because they, the thing about born again Christian. So I'm like, in a very calm voice, I'm like, I was born Christian. Why do I need to be born again? I'm already born a Christian. And they looked at it. I'm not Jewish or Catholic. They all born right here in Governor. Okay, I was born here. I was born a Yankee and a Christian. Yeah. Yes, it is true. I don't have to justify my religion to anybody. As long as I'm not cutting somebody's head off to fucking get by day. You know? Religion, I mean, it's. And I told him, I said, in America, I don't even have to believe in God. I looked him right in the eye. I don't even, in America, the Constitution, I don't have to believe in God. I have freedom of religion. I don't have to believe. As long as I'm not cutting somebody's head off. I mean, come on, it's common sense. That's the message Jesus sends. Yeah. Hitler played on a human's worst trait, hatred. Taught to hate from a young age.
For 5.2 million from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
All right, there was a commercial. Now I gotta turn it up.
Pour this money out of these organizations into these phony front groups. For Marine.
Shut the fuck up. You're not my doctor.
And another for 1.7 million from the EPA, again to assist with marine debris cleanup. Now, the former was funded.
Stop making this personal.
Infrastructure law. Remember that? Championed by the Biden administration?
Don't come in with a name, I don't know who it is and shit. Sick of you fuckers. Go open your own chat.
Funded through the EPA's annual appropriation.
Oh, it's troll night. I'm sorry. You're allowed to. Go ahead.
So the issue is this.
Well, I just did. I tagged you out. Is that what you want?
Ethics is one thing. A criminal investigation at the U.S.
Why are you going to fuck with the only guy with the wrench and you want to fuck with him? Why is that? Doesn't make any sense. Is that you doing that, Rocky? Fucker.
Enriched himself and his family at the same time. I'm not making an accusation. I'm just saying this looks sleazy.
Anyway, I got something going on right now.
To me,
the Angels are trying to iron things out. Billy's Angels are having a board meeting right now.
So I would think he would want to be cleared of this, no? No, of course not. He doesn't want. Meanwhile, Donald Trump wasn't guilty of a damn thing, didn't do a damn thing, and they were doing, criminal investigation.
Rocky, I'll get you up to speed, Rocky. Okay, Will Durant is live. Okay, and so he's playing the Gotti thing where Gotti praised him. So there's drama with Gotti and Will Durant. All right. And like I said, Billy's Angels right now are trying to iron things out. So they've been arguing all back and forth. And Will Durant was live earlier. So Will Durant is live. All right. And you know what he does. And he has 13 people there. It doesn't matter how many are watching you. It matters who is watching you. Yeah, Rocky. Anyway, I got to listen to Mark.
Head of the executive branch. Judge Ali seems to think he should be the head of the executive branch. So Biden Judge Amir Hatem writes, and wokeness, Ali rules Trump must make our taxes fund foreign aid, USA projects, and non-governmental organizations.
Levin knows all the judges.
And then wokeness, Ali was a founding non-government organizational member. There's another guy with a potential conflict of interest. Because most of these Democrats and radical leftists, in one form or other, directly or indirectly, they're on the take. They're on the government dole. And this guy, Ali, was a radical. They knew he was a radical. That's why he was nominated by Biden. That's why he's confirmed by the Democrats. Probably had a few Republicans in there voting for him. I don't know if Lindsey was involved or not. Easy to look it up, but not while I'm on the air. And so he was a founding non-governmental organization member. And he just ordered that the administration must spend money on foreign aid, USA.
I grew up with a Boston Bruins team when I was a kid.
While they run around talking about a constitutional crisis.
My mother hated Montreal. My mother was a big hockey. When I was a kid growing up, Rocky.
Who literally think they have authority to run the
I would. At night when the games are on, hockey night in Canada, Dad's away during the week working. Mom would watch. She'd sit there. She'd swear at the Canadians. Oh, she hated Montreal Canadiens. She was into hockey. My mother was a big hockey fan. Wicked. She would watch hockey. She loved watching hockey. That and college basketball. She hated Montreal because they won all the time back then. The Detroit Red Wings were the team to, Montreal had to face all them American teams. It was a challenge for them.
People think so or not, because Congress created it. I love the idea. Congress creates things, and so they have a.
Well, I know there's a bunch of hockey fans in here.
Congress creates things, and the power of those entities are more powerful than the president himself. Now, they're contradictory points, of course, but that doesn't stop them. And it's not going to stop them. What's very troubling to me is you have truly legitimate cases these courts should take up and should address and should resolve the right way. I'll give you an example. The U.S. Supreme Court. I can tell that John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett are throwing in a lot with the libs. I could see it.
That's funny.
Here at Town Hall, Sarah Arnold, Clarence Thomas slammed Supreme Court for rejecting pro-life free speech case. It's a free speech case. It's not these local federal district judges imposing their will on how they want the federal government to run. This is a constitutional issue under the First Amendment. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas expressed strong criticism after the court declined to hear a case involving a pro-life activist and their free speech rights. In a rare public statement, Thomas condemned the decision. That means they couldn't get 4 justices to go along. He argued that the court's refusal to consider the case undermines fundamental First Amendment protections. Now, again, this is where the court should be active. Case in question involved activists challenging restrictions on their ability to express anti-abortion views, aka pro-life views, a matter Thomas believes the court should have addressed to safeguard free speech and increasing government regulation. On Monday, the Supreme Court declined to hear 2 cases.
That one right there. Look at that cat.
Banning protest and abortion claims.
Picked it up with a shovel and threw it in the snow. The cat loved it.
The court rejected appeals from Coalition Life, or the America's largest professional sidewalk counseling organization in New Jersey and Illinois.
Yeah, that's funny.
Lower court rulings that dismissed the.
I used to watch
so-called buffer
funniest home videos all the time.
Place after a previous Supreme Court decision in Colorado keep patients from facing harassment. Thomas criticized the law, which was grounded in the 2000 Hill versus Colorado decision that upheld a similar law based on a right to avoid unwelcome speech under specific circumstances. I don't know. Did Jews have buffer zones at Columbia University? I'm curious, Mr. Producer. In a dissent, Thomas said he would have taken this opportunity to explicitly overrule the Hill decision. For now, we leave lower courts to sort out what, if anything, is left of Hill's reasoning, all while constitutional rights hang in the balance. Clarence Thomas is a real gem, ladies and gentlemen. He is the best of the best. He argued the Supreme Court mistakenly treated the Hill case differently from other First Amendment cases because of the abortion context, stating Hill's abortion exceptionalism turned the First Amendment upside down. The Hill case has been seriously undermined, if not completely eroded, and our refusal to provide clarity is an abdication of our judicial duty. This case would have allowed us to provide needed clarity to lower courts. I'm telling you, I know which justices voted against this, and probably 1 or 2 that we like. Thomas argued the case contained numerous errors and contradicted over 50 years of established First Amendment principles, stating, by the way, have you noticed the originalists are really the civil libertarians on the courts? The originalists. Not the leftists, not the radicals, not the activists. said this court had never, and since Hill has never, taken such a narrow view of content-based speech restriction. So he's arguing for free speech. He also claimed the court's First Amendment jurisprudence was manipulated to specifically disadvantage anti-abortion activists, aka pro-life, and their right to persuade women that abortion is wrong. In 2000, the court upheld a Colorado law in a 6-3 decision. I told you. I can tell you which 6. That prohibited individuals from approaching abortion clinics within 8 feet of another person and within 100 feet of a healthcare facility entrance without consent. This law applied to such things as handing out flyers, displaying signs, or engaging in protests. Thomas called the decision absurd, defunct, erroneous, and long discredited.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Lifelong during tax season, you said there's a lot of any of them can expand to identity just to take the criminal history. I got LifeLock. I've been I've never had that. Restoration specialist. That identity LifeLock is promo code Valdina and get I find you for 40% off. Now is that really only one umbrella could be transferred at a time. Before implementation. Now keep in mind that in
Type 1 diabetes. I was 2. The brain. I have to take insulin. Research and one day you'll say I have done type 1 and type 2. CBRM software.
He's my new best friend. He might look like a normal, playful puppy, but that's only raised to be great companions for independent big office. Yeah, this is the lots of living this is John and player. The lights. And we really get that. So you like it. That's pretty simple. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
That's a big wire return. Which to consume cellular. Plan started at $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. And start saving today. Nancy, if you $5 last night, you were in a car crash, my kids and I were on the phone to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore. It's awful, huh? My brother was saying he got life insurance for the only have 10 months. Well,
$1 million in coverage. More than $2 a day. No matter exam. One from his house.
Ethos, here we go. Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com. Healthy young couple is billed monthly. Like, fix your room. Use 105 cents of the news. The news and the inside to cents of the news.
Hard to do. It's hard to do. We always
AMAC, the Association of Pro American Citizens, in the needs of Americans for believe in faith, time, and freedom. Members gain access to incredible number of benefits from this. Insurance, hotels, rentals, everyday services, and service. We also provide you with a Washington, D.C. Senior and your questions about Social Security and Medicare that will provide you with counseling. Also, we have a fantastic magazine with important information. To tell you how, and you don't have to be a senior to do it. You don't have to be a senior to get these. No, no matter how old you are. No matter President Trump's first 100 days in office, AMAC is offering an incredible deal. This is important because it's not going to last forever, I can assure you. We're having a AMAC membership. 47% off. So normally a 5-year membership is $60. This is de minimis. $60 for 5 years. You join today, it's $32. $32. That's $7 a year. That's less than $1 a month. And I'm telling you, those discounts or benefits, and you've more than your membership. I'm crazy about this. And how are they able to do it? Because of their numbers. There's 2.5 million members, including me.
Still gonna watch your
I want you to check this out. It's for ages, so particularly if you're a senior.
Any kind of
AMAC.us/Levin. AMAC.us/LEVIN. Check it out right now. Take advantage of this special offer. That's AMAC.us/LEVIN. Become part of a movement that stands for you, your family, and your future. All right.
You apologize for the seasonedness. Sometimes that's true.
Let's go for it. This is Hakeem Jeffries, who aka How Come Jeffries. Cut to go.
When you have ideas,
This is mad.
interrupt what feels like something that we have now experienced since the
Civil War. These people are sick. I mean, they're just sick. Go ahead.
Well, it's certainly the case that we understand the scale of the threat. That can't be doubted. The CDC, which I'm a part of, definitively understands the scale of the threat. Our communities have been.
I assume the CBC is the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm guessing. What is the problem here? You're not allowed to cut out all the bloat? Like the Civil War? Do you see how sick these people are? Go ahead.
Since before the Civil War. I'm a direct descendant of those very communities, so we understand the struggle.
What are you talking about? You apparently don't. Because if you're comparing this to the struggle for freedom out of slavery, that's about as sick as it gets. It's like when they run around and talk about the Holocaust and Hitler. They minimize, they diminish, they dumb down what slaves experienced and what happened to slaves. They dumb down and diminish what happened to Jews in the Third Reich under Hitler in order to try and make some cheap political point. Go ahead.
The strength of people like John Lewis, which we're going to channel, that's my experience.
To channel John Lewis. John Lewis? What's John Lewis have to do with this? I don't know who John Lewis was. He was a great civil rights leader who was beaten very, very badly in Selma. That has nothing to do with this. This is sick. And Donald Trump is saving money for all people in this country of every race, of every faith, of every genitalia, of every background. This is about big government swallowing up our society. It's not about this Civil War, you morons. I'll be right back.
Making sense.
Yeah, you fucking morons. Okay, that's fucking funny.
Making sense of the news.
LifeLock during tax season, your sensitive info does a lot of traveling to places you can't control, stopping off at payroll, an accountant, or a tax preparer, and countless other data centers on its way to the IRS. Any of them can expose you to identity theft because they have the info on your W-2. Just a ticket for criminals to steal your identity. I had my identity stolen. It was horrible. I got LifeLock. I've been a customer ever since. I've never, ever had that problem again. No wonder the IRS reported tax fraud due to identity theft went up 20% last year. Get LifeLock today. Don't get your identity stolen. They monitor millions of data points per second and alert you if you can miss. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 million protection package. Restoration's guaranteed or your money back. Don't mess around with this stuff. I dealt with this for a long time before I had LifeLock. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Get LifeLock protection for.
But I don't know. Moving on. I'll think of it. I'll think of it later. What if he talks 40%
Terms apply. Do it today.
Expert entrepreneur is on a mission to max out your life. He exists here weekly so that you can make your dreams come true, become the man or woman you're capable of, and then pay it forward. It's time to get laser focused on peak performance. Clarity equals focus, and focus equals success. That's what I'm here to do every week with you. Max out. The Ed Milo Show. Follow and listen on your favorite.
He was a scum.
Brilliant. Hey girl, hold on. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Garland Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
WMAL FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus Media Station. Making sense of the news. With Bob 105.9. News now.
The table. I'm Lisa Lucera, Fox News. President Trump says the U.S. and Ukraine have reached an agreement for the U.S. to have access to.
Every guy is jealous of. He needs you to believe that. He needs you to believe that. Okay. Billy just needs to open a theater now to experience prey. Okay. They sensationalized George Floyd. Well, they kind of turned him into a saint. What's the word? They canonized him. They turned him into a saint. They even built a statue of him. I think in Minneapolis. Yep, they tried to do that, and yeah, they did a lot of damage to a lot of cities around the country too. You know what's funny about that? Not funny, but really kind of infuriating. I saw so many videos about the chaos that was happening all over the country, and the media didn't even touch it. If it wasn't the right that was doing that was like, rampaging through the cities, the media would have been all over it. It would have been a national scandal if it was the Proud Boys that were doing it. But now it was lefties, so the media didn't even talk. Remember, mostly peaceful. There was a reporter standing in front of a burning building saying the protests were mostly peaceful. Remember that, guys? Yeah, I saw some hate. Fuck you. I saw a video from Tampa of somebody. I think it was an old lady driving down the street.
To switch accounts because they don't have rent. And I know certain people have me blocked.
No, she called the police. She was panicking. It was unbelievable. And the media barely even covered it.
Ziggy has me blocked on that account. Ziggy has me blocked.
They were enraged in their cars. They were intimidated. It happened all over the country. Anyway, I'm really going on my tangent. So yeah, what was the original point, guys? I don't even remember. Oh my gosh. No, it was if you ever run afoul of the liberal mob or any kind of mob, don't grovel. If you have to apologize, do it.
15-year-old was arrested on charges including possession of a weapon on school property. Last week, the school was locked down when shots were fired during a fight involving students at a nearby park. Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Also today, Loudoun County Sheriff's deputies were at Stonehill Middle School in Ashburn investigating a report of gunfire on the campus on Sunday. The sheriff's office says they think it's an isolated incident and don't believe there's an ongoing threat to the community. And Fairfax County Public Schools have put out the welcome mat for federal workers to consider a teaching career.
We have federal workers who've had a wide variety of experience, and we have a wide variety of both instructional and operational positions.
Superintendent Michelle Reed at a recent job fair, and that message is working with a teacher vacancy rate at FCPS of just 1%. HR Officer William Solomon telling 7 News it comes after years of efforts to attract new teachers, including pathways to getting a teacher license.
Okay. I'm Sharon Reardon, and now here's your WM.
Getting moving the beltway is slow, so hold your steam into
Yeah, let me play.
Both of the Dulles Toll Road.
It was so. I think I played this one too.
In Springfield, traffic is slow from the Springfield Franconia exit to 617 Braddock Road. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, low around 37. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high near 61.
Working hard is worth it if you're seeing results. And when it comes to working out, the same thing is true. You want the maximum benefit in the time you have. And that's
Oh, guys. Yeah. Okay. Right. You ready, guys? Watch. Girl, oh wow, you really, I don't know. Can't help you. I'm sorry. Let's do people. Where's Gate? Well, Gate, is on my shit list actually. Gate is on my shit list. Will play with that song you made 5 years ago. I think I have it somewhere, Billy. I don't. Maybe another time. How about that? Hey, watch this. Watch.
One of the most important things about social justice courage to discuss it.
Trying to grab it, pull it down, and explain it. So many of them are actually quite important. As you know, Lisa Murkowski is a saboteur.
Senator from Alaska.
Originally through nepotism. Father had been an elected official in Alaska.
Nepotism.
In her teeth. So she got behind this movement, probably started the movement to change the election system to make it much like California, where the first 2 highest voters in a preliminary election run against each other for the Senate. So the parties lose power. That is, so there's not really a Republican primary because she would lose in a Republican primary. So she gets behind this movement, which she claimed was independent of her. You know, she's a liar. And this movement turns the voting system into the California system with some kind of priority voting. And there's one other thing you ought to know. She gets more support from the NEA than almost any other senator, the National Education Association. They bought and paid for her. They own her. And they man the precincts all throughout Alaska, which of course is a massive state, many rural areas. And the NEA takes good care of their friend Lisa Murkowski. So she is she's owned and paid for by the NEA thugs. That is the union bosses, not the membership. The union boss thugs, well, the members too, if they vote for them. But there's about 35% Republicans in these teachers' unions who are not represented properly, and some Democrats. But Murkowski is, despite all her pretense to be independent and all the rest of it, she's bought and paid for. She's a hardcore liberal. She denounces her own party, not because of rhinos and all, but because, you know, people try to hold her accountable. They're trying to use the electoral process to hold her accountable. So she changes the electoral process. And hopefully Alaska will change it back, and the Republicans then will have a real primary and throw her ass out of office. But here she is. Of course, they go to her at NBC News. All the media go to her and Collins, and, you know, they used to go to Romney and their ilk because the media are not about reporting. The media are about destroying and destroying Trump. And here she is. Cut 5, go.
When the executive basically blows by Congress or rolls right over Congress, and we allow that, we're ceding our responsibility.
And what responsibility is that? Does Congress have the control over the executive branch decisions about human resources? When did that happen? Did I miss something? President has leeway to organize departments within departments. Does he need permission from Lisa Murkowski? Woman who's been elected multiple times, she doesn't even understand separation of powers. Article 1, Article 2, Article 3. She has no comprehension of what she's even saying. She just talks in these shibboleths and these generalities. She heard somebody say it, so she regurgitates it. She's a Trump hater. It's what she is. Ceding responsibility to the executive branch is when the President of the United States, who's in the Constitution, makes a decision that a GS-13 bureaucrat in some unknown department or agency wishes to be able to make without oversight by the President of the United States, and somehow that's rolling through Congress's authority? What does that have to do with anything? Go ahead.
I believe that you can absolutely be a 100% supporter of President.
But you're not. You don't like Trump. You don't need to talk for 100% supporters. You're not even a 10% supporter. So here she is lecturing, and you can hear that she's pretty much an idiot. You can hear it in voice and in the way she expresses herself. Go ahead.
And still stand up for the institution of the Senate, for the legislative branch.
And what is it exactly that you're standing up for? She never says. They never do. What is it? What is the legislative authority that we're talking about here? Did Trump violate some law? Even these judges, even these Biden-Obama judges, were so thoroughly and completely out of control. Not all of them, by the way, but most of them. Most of them, like this guy, Judge Ali. They're not even citing any statutes. What exactly is she talking about, let alone these judges talking about? And remember, what's a judge? A judge is nothing more than a lawyer in a black robe. That's it. Go ahead.
Authorities that are prescribed to us specifically by the Constitution.
And which ones are you talking about exactly? Well, we have the right to spend through budgets. Really? Yeah. There are limits on that authority, you know, Murkowski. You don't. You're a low IQ. For instance, if you fund things that are fraudulent, if you fund things that are wasteful, if you fund things that are inappropriate, unethical, the president's not required to follow through on that. He's not required under some heading of we have the right to spend money to allow people not to show up for work and not work. It's his responsibility to ensure that the funds are spent the way they're supposed to be spent. And he has a pretty broad lane in which to do it. Congress is not the executive branch. There are limits on Congress as there are limits on both branches. Go ahead.
And so, but if we just say, well, we like his policies, and so therefore we're going to cede.
Why don't you give us specifics? Here we go again. Hey, let's say I'm a reporter and I have a microphone in her rather substantial face. And I say, Senator Murkowski, which provision of the Constitution is the president violating? And what statute and statutory language are you talking about? Which is it? What is it? We want to know. And you talk about the Constitution and Congress's rights being rolled over. What rights are those? The president's the head of the executive branch. It's a unitary executive branch, whether left-wing professors like it or not. And the president has the ability to reach into the bureaucracy and change some rules and offer early retirement and to lay off people if he feels that there's too many. Congress does not have the constitutional power to micromanage the management of the executive branch. Even if it is tried, even if it has passed laws to do so, they're unconstitutional. Any more than the president has the power to run the staff of a senator or a House member. That's the nature of sharing power. That's the nature of separation of powers. And on top of it all, as I've said till I'm blue in the face, this whole bureaucracy could be said to be unconstitutional. It's there as a practical matter, so the courts uphold it. But the truth is, there's not a whisper of it, not a syllable of it in your Constitution. Nothing. Zero. Go ahead.
Don't think that this is the last time you're going to see that.
What are you talking about? You're such an idiot. You really are. I'm independent. No. You're a moron. It's just crazy. Then Hakeem Jeffries, after the Civil War, of course, such a brilliant point, he goes even further. Cut 7, go.
I think it does help, for instance, that our House Republican colleagues are held accountable. Rachel, you appropriately mentioned we've got the narrowest majority that any party has had in the Congress since before.
So what? It's called the majority, you idiot. And why do you even care when you rely on the unelected bureaucrats, unelected judges to impose your will? You guys always want it both ways. You're worse than schizophrenic. On the one hand, you say, oh, we need a vote of the people. On the other hand, you're ruled by the unelected branches. Isn't it amazing? One of which you created. You can't decide because you don't want to decide. You just want power. You don't care the means. You just want the ends. That's it. Go ahead.
Narrowest majority. 218 Republicans.
So what? Your presidents elected where they didn't even get majorities. They got pluralities. I can name one. Abraham Lincoln in his first term. He wasn't elected by a majority. He got a plurality. Does that make him illegitimate? You moron. Go ahead.
The Democrats are holding together. We're holding together, for instance, on this reckless Republican budget, which is a betrayal of working class Americans. And Medicaid is not.
You know, it's interesting. Medicaid isn't even in this proposal, Mr. Producer. I just went back and looked during the break. It's not even in this proposal. But they want it to be in this proposal, and they want cuts made to Medicaid so they can run on it. How about they propose some cuts that they actually support? Can they do that? No, they can't do that. Because this subterranean government within a government is their government. They don't care about fraud and waste and abuse. As long as they get their ideologues funded, their non-governmental organizations.
Box of them. Big old box.
Their buddies funded as long as they can have power and expand that power. They don't give a damn about fraud, waste, and abuse. It's your money. It's not theirs. Who cares? I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at NissanUSA.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Working hard is worth it if you're seeing results. And when it comes to working out, the same thing is true. You want the maximum benefit in the time you have, and that's exactly what Tonal is built for. And with their latest iteration, Tonal 2, you can ensure your workout is more tailored and effective than ever. Tonal's at-home strength training system uses adaptive weight to learn from your movement and set the optimal weight for every move, adjusting in 1 pound increments up to 250 pounds, challenging even the most advanced users to push their limits. You can also experience a full body burn with the new Arrow Hit workouts, the perfect blend of heart pumping. Built-in Smart View leverages a high-resolution camera that lets you see yourself during your workout, analyzes your movement, and provides real-time coaching, just like a personal trainer. Right now, Tonal is offering our listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code TONAL2. That's Tonal.com and use promo code TONAL.
And promise that all men are born equal in the possession of natural rights, and that the proper exercise of these rights can lead to a full and deeply satisfying life. Just as the Declaration explains America's promise, the Constitution upholds that promise. Its purpose is to protect the rights of all of us, our natural rights. This establishes the possibility, not the guarantee, that we can have a good time. This is true freedom.
To learn more and get a free copy Constitution, visit constitutionminute.com. This Constitution Minute was furnished by Hillsdale College. Making sense of your world. There are a lot of things that really tick me off. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the forecast. Because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I don't like the Blaze Media. Rebecca Zelko, House Committee shockingly reveals IRS tax record leaks under Biden were 5 times worse than originally reported. House Judiciary Committee Republicans, under the great Jim Jordan, published a new disclosure today that unveiled the true scale of IRS leaks under Joe Biden. Ready for this? The new disclosure revealed the IRS leaked taxpayer information of over 405,000 Americans, including President Donald Trump, rather than the initial 70,000 figure. Don't you love it when Doge and Musk and the crowd, when they're digging in this, what will they use this information for? They may leak it and everything. This is the thing about Democrats, the left, and their media. They are always guilty of what they accuse everybody else of. They are always guilty of it. The IRS admission confirms the committee's suspicion and recent reports that show the scope of the leak was much broader than what the Biden regime IRS initially led the public to believe, the committee said. Have you seen this on TV anywhere? No. Jim Jordan, who chairs the committee, attributed this discrepancy to political convenience. Noting the IRS had previously been weaponized by Democratic administrations. Oh, do tell. We remember Obama and the IRS, don't we? The Obama IRS targeted conservatives, most specifically the Tea Party. The Biden IRS leaked your data. Just the latest example of corruption in our government, said Representative Barry Moore of Alabama. Not only did the Biden IRS allow this leak to happen, massive leak, 405,000? They lied to the American people about how many taxpayers it affected. I'm sure the media are very, very concerned about this. The very media that keeps attacking Elon Musk. Right. Accessing Biden's IRS, they leaked the data of 405,000 Americans. Said Representative William New York. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you're leaking the data of 405,000 Americans, that's not a mistake. That's just too. Yeah, over here, 405,000 Americans. They leaked the data. I mean, the IRS, I thought it was a crime to leak that data. No? The answer is yes. It is a crime to leak that data. How much time do we have here, Richard? After the break, ladies and gentlemen, it's really done on radio. I want to play something for you that I believe is around 3 minutes long, give or take. And I want to set this up properly. I saw this because it was posted by my dear friend David Freeman, the former ambassador to Israel from the United States in the first term of Donald Trump. He's a great man, Freeman, a great thinker too. And he wrote a book called One Jewish State to make the case for Israeli sovereignty based upon the modern convergence of multiple considerations, including faith, human rights, geopolitics, and national security. But that's not why I'm mentioning this. He posted a video of a Muslim scholar. And I want to praise this Muslim scholar, and I want you to hear it, who has made points, he argues, based on the Quran. And he argues that the Quran recognizes and supports the Jewish people in what's called modern Israel. And in fact, compels it. He says that's what God told his people, all of his people, including Muslims, that this is the home of the chosen people, the Jewish people, and that it is in the best interests of the Jews, Christians, and Muslims to embrace it. I don't know how this man, and I really hesitate to say this, can even survive in the current environment. I really don't. But his words are so profound and so contrary to everything you hear from these so-called Muslim experts on TV, from the imams, not just in our country, but all around the world, from the terrorists themselves, from these Arab leaders? This man says no. The Jews in Israel are God's children, these particular children going home. They've been there for 4,000 years. 4,000 years. And it's in the best interest of all of our faiths to embrace it and embrace what God intended and what God said. It's really, I want to give it the time that it deserves, the proper time that it deserves. And I have to tell you, I've never seen anything like this. I've never heard anything like this. I suspect there's more of it. We just don't know about it. We just don't know about it. So I'm going to play it after the bottom of the hour now that I've set it up so you can understand what's taking place here. I'm certainly glad, and I want to thank Ambassador Friedman for posting this because I think it's absolutely profound. I'm going to play this for you right after we return, and then we'll take some calls. The show has been chock full of news events and so forth. I don't normally like to do that way, but it was just, I had to pass information along to you folks who may not be aware of what's taking place in the country today. We'll be right back. In today's digital age, where cyber threats loom larger than ever, safeguarding your personal information is paramount. So why is Congress considering a law that could put your credit card at greater risk of being hacked and exposed to foreign networks? This Durbin-Marshall credit card bill could jeopardize your financial data, make it more susceptible to cyber intrusion. It's a controversial bill that proposes a shift in billions of dollars worth of consumer transactions to payment networks that lack the robust security measures consumers rely on. Who could possibly want that? Well, the answer is no. Corporate megastores seeking to inflate their multi-billion-dollar profit margin. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill will undermine our safe and convenient payment system and endanger your data security. It's time to take a stand. Visit electronicpaymentscoalition.org. Make your voice heard.
Like what I was saying, I know. Well,
Foundation's Alzheimer's disease research program within the week past today. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at breakfocus.org. Free resources.
As a young adult at this point in your life, you probably have a lot of questions. Like, what's next? What does my future hold? The thing is, there's no right answer, only your answer. Your friendships, experiences, and purpose. It's all your choice. So what will you choose? As you make choices about the future, the military can be a resource for information to help bring a fulfilling path into focus. A public service message from the Department of Defense. To learn more, visit todaysmilitary.com.
So that you can make your dreams come true, become the man or woman you're capable of, and then pay it forward. It's time to get laser focused on peak performance. Clarity equals focus. If focus equals success. That's what I'm here to do every week with you. Max out.
The Ed Milet Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
searching HVAC near here.
Right here, man. How can we help?
Wow, nobody local? Huh.
Wait, what? We are an HVAC working literally in your neighborhood.
Just saw the big chain. Well, it is what it is.
Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it happens to you, someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
If you're listening to sports, you're looking for an edge rusher, you're looking for a run stopper, you're looking for a big time player in the middle, you do something. It's a big sport, and it's really good time. We get a photo of you. It's like it's a holiday.
It's already for your life. That's what people want. Make the holiday. Weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m. They're looking at you. 105 coming out. WNAL. Making sense of the news. Washington's best way to wake up. Company with the ready on cleaner. From 5 to 9 on WNAL.
Mark with him. The thunder on the right.
Call in
381-3811.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little breaking news for you here, and it's good. We had a Levin surge that I posted several hours ago because there was a vote in the House. It's coming up before this show came on. Here's the Washington Compost. House Republicans narrowly approved a framework, President Donald Trump's legislative agenda, setting off a sprint with the Senate to reshape the tax code, implement strict new immigration policy, drill for new energy resources, and spend billions on national defense. It passed 217 to 215, would allow Congress's GOP majorities to bypass a Democrat Senate filibuster through what's known as the Budget Reconciliation Act. Now, this is something that's done all the time. The Democrats and Republicans agreed that the filibuster would not apply to these budget processes. But Republicans still face significant challenges before they can pass what Trump was taking to call his big, beautiful bill. House and Senate must agree on competing approaches, even though both chambers have now passed their own versions of the legislation. They're going to get this done. I believe they're going to get this done. And I want to thank all of you Levinites who made calls to your members of Congress, the Republicans in the House, when I posted that earlier today. Very, very important that they get these initial bills and these initial policies in place for Donald Trump, and they can save their arguments for next year. But in order to get this economy back, secure the border, build up the military, get all these things done, putting in 1 or 2 packages, it's got to get done now. It just does. And I'm sure there's complaints and issues and all the rest. It's just the nature of the beast.
Getting long.
Mr. Producer.
Fucker's starting to get long.
Oh, yes. Let's go to come. This is this Muslim scholar I was telling you about. I would turn up the volume, seriously, folks. I don't think most of you have ever heard anything like this. Again, this is a Muslim scholar. Go.
We cannot, I'm afraid, have justification of the existence of Israel based merely on archaeology. While it's undeniable, whether it's the coins, whether it's the excavation, or whether it's the architecture that's becoming more and more prominent, that there was thousands of years of 3,500 years plus of Jewish presence. The real argument, and I'm sorry, it's not what Lapid says. Every time I hear Lapid speaking, he talks about the Holocaust. The Holocaust arguably was an outcome, lack of the existence of the state of Israel. But the Holocaust is not the justification for the state of Israel. The state of Israel is there because God guided Moses and Joshua out of the land of Egypt from the tyranny of Pharaoh to go and worship God freely in the land of Jacob, the land of Yaqub. And that we read in the Quran. Yaqub is full of my friend Rick Soper and I compare notes on this often. But I think that's the Quranic verse. So I think that's the first component, that Israelis have to recognize that their land certificate comes from God and make that argument unashamedly. But that requires Israelis to return to God. Thank you, but I just think there's no other way around it. Israelis have to return to God to justify, their existence and their prosperity and the many miracles that Iran lobs rockets at them and they survive again and again. So I think you all understand what I'm getting at on the Israel side. Once we have that genuine recognition in Israeli society that it is a country founded on faith and scripture, then what you have is the language with which to speak to the rest of the region. Because even an Arab atheist would say, Inshallah, I'll see you tomorrow. Even an Arab atheist, after he or she sneezes, will say, Alhamdulillah. Even an Arab atheist, when they say goodbye to you, will say, Allah yubarik fikum. It's part of Arab culture. It is what it is. Whereas when Israelis adopt that language, when Jews adopt that language in talking to the rest of their neighbors, 500 million Sunni Arabs, you'll see that suddenly Muslims will realize the truth. That is, these are the children of Israel, the children of Yaqub. There's a Jabal Musa in Egypt and in Saudi Arabia. These are children who are coming home, and they're welcome back. And I think that is the ultimate. And by the way, what is Zionism? Zionism is predicated on Judaism. I find it bizarre to say, I'm a Zionist, I'm not a Jew. It doesn't work like that. You've got to understand the supposition there is, Mount Zion is a holy mountain representing Jerusalem, and the Jewish return is about returning to Jerusalem. So I think that is fundamental in order for Israel to thrive.
Hello? Hello?
I'm not sure what's going on there. That's on there.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Lost connection or something.
This is my new best friend, Esther. She might look like any
Gremlin.
playful puppy, but Esther's being raised to become a canine companions for independence assistance dog. For a
How many
person
do I have? Just me?
She has lots of loving.
No, I'm not even monitoring. So I have one person watching. I'm posted in Vegas.
Visit cci.org or call 1-800-572-BARK. Raise a puppy, change a life. You can make a world of difference in the life of a person with a disability.
Making sense of your money, the state of the economy, the ability to afford your life. That's what people want. Vince Colonnades, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. The kind of thing I pay attention to, I'm looking at. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's disease research program is paving the way for a cure. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at brightfocus.org or call us at 1-855-345-6237 for free resources.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Making sense of the media.
The news media is attacking him because this is what happens when you're a Republican.
Chris Plant, weekdays 9 to noon.
Yeah, our news media, really.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company, weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning,
Making sense of Washington.
asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
Then here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Race car driver here with cab driver Artie.
Professional cab driver.
Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about drinking responsibly, go to beforeyoudrink.org.
So, you think I could take your number 26 Crown Royal race car for a spin?
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
During periods of economic uncertainty, gold should be the safe haven you're looking for. Unlike stocks or bonds, it's a physical asset that gives investors peace of mind. Gold has been a valued investment for thousands of years. It's why I put my own money into things like gold with Advantage Gold, because I believe in diversification. Call 800-900-8000. Join me in this investment strategy. Folks, when the stock market has its ups and downs, gold remains a rock-solid asset. It's not just a hedge. It can be a proven safe haven for your hard-earned money. You're looking to help secure your financial future. Now's the time to diversify, to add gold to your portfolio. Don't wait until it's too late. Call my friends at Advantage Gold today. They're the experts I trust, and they'll walk you through everything step by step. Call 800-900-8000 right now. Take steps to control your future. That's 800-900-8000. Tell them Mark Levin sent you. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with everything you're saying.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Great for what's going on.
Making sense of the news.
Educate you, whether you like it or not. Mark Levin is on the radio.
The Vince Colonnade Show, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but we're having severe technological problems here, seriously, that are literally cutting me off from my producer and cutting me off from you. And we have a backup line, and I go there, and it doesn't seem to matter, does it, Mr. Producer? So it's very important that our friends at Westwood One, our engineers, tomorrow work overtime to get this fixed. It's been going on several days, and it's getting worse with each successive day. We've got to get this fixed. We've got to get this fixed now, whatever it takes. Because if I'm not here tomorrow, it's because we didn't fix it. So it's got to be fixed. We can't be cut off in the middle. Now, that Muslim scholar, I think you'll agree, was remarkable. Absolutely fantastic. He's right. He's saying, just tell the truth. The holy word is that this land belongs to the Jews, and God's sending them back to their holy land. And Lapid, the really moronic opposition leader, one of the parties against Netanyahu, he keeps saying that Israel was established because of the Holocaust. He says, no, it wasn't. Israel was established about 4,000 years ago. The Holocaust is the Jewish people returning to their homeland. But it's because Lapid is a secularist, for the most part, this is how he talks. And that's the problem with these secularists. It doesn't mean you have to be, one of the most fundamentalist or strictest of Jews. It just means you have to at least understand something about your own faith. And that's with any faith, as a matter of fact. But it seems that those with the biggest mouth have the least knowledge. We won a major victory in November, getting America back right on track. Don't you feel great waking up every day, big smile on your face, knowing that the country's in good hands? I know I do. And you can celebrate that victory by flying your American flag that's made in America. Not in China or somewhere overseas, the Philippines or Vietnam. Folks, if there's one thing you own that should be made in America, it's your American flag that you hang with pride outside your home. Now, why Allegiance flag? Because Allegiance flag supply, these are hand sewn in Charleston, South Carolina, by dedicated craftsmen This is what they do. And they put care into every stitch because they believe in what that flag stands for. The quality is unmatched. From the cloth that they use, the material for the flag itself, from the wood with the pole, from the hardware that is really substantial, it's going to last. It's a real showstopper, the highest quality American flag in existence. And one you'll be proud of to see when you come home after a long day, waving in the wind. The perfect gift for a patriot in your life. I'm telling you, this is different. Different. I really want you to get one of these, like I did. When you show allegiance flags, you're going to be proud of it. We've got one hanging outside of our home right now. So go to showallegiance.com. Showallegiance.com. That's showallegiance.com. An Allegiance flag supply will give you $35 off your complete flag set. It comes in these beautifully secure boxes. So again, that's showallegiance.com for our American flag. Showallegiance.com. Flags made by Americans for Americans, American. And that's the way it should be. And the quality, telling you the second. Exodus yet? What am I talking about? Folks, people are leaving these big wireless companies, these three big wireless companies, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. They're leaving them in droves for my wireless company, Pure Talk. Pure Talk was founded by a veteran. It's a patriotic company. And you know why it was founded? To give you the best service possible. All the overcharging, in my view. That is, all the ripoffs. People who understand paying $100 a month per line, per person, is not the same as getting a free phone. That is ridiculous. And yet that's what you're being sold. Well, my friends, Pure Talk is saying no to inflated prices, no to deception, no to ripoffs. With a qualifying plan, you can choose an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0, absolutely free. No games. And yes, this is for the premium service on America's most dependable 5G network. Get your iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy $0 with a qualifying plan by dialing pound 250. Do that right now. Pound 250. Say the magic word, Mark Levin. And Pure Talk's customer service team based here in America will help you make the switch in as little as 10 minutes. They're very helpful. You're actually going to enjoy talking to them, believe it or not. No hassle, no gimmicks, just honest to goodness wireless price. An American company founded by a patriot, employs patriots, and wants to do what's right by you. Dial pound 250, say keyword Mark Levin to claim your new iPhone or Galaxy with qualifying purchase from Pure Talk. America's wireless company, my wireless company. Folks, check it out. I've been talking about them a long time. I know you're going to say after you get them, why didn't I do this sooner? It's a good question. Let's go to Dave. Benita Springs, Florida, XM Satellite. Dave, how are you?
Well, Mark, yesterday you were highlighting the high property tax assessment increases in Florida. County government officials that keep increasing assessments, taxes, and fees to expand public employee programs, pay, and benefits. And a big ripoff of the taxpayers is the pension system in Florida called the Deferred Retirement Option Program. And for 8 years, politicians and bureaucrats file fake retirement paperwork, no separation of employment, and they receive a paycheck and a pension at the
Whoa. Isn't that a crime?
Well,
if you're not retired and you're pulling out of the pension plan at the same time that you're earning a salary, I mean, is this built into this rule, into this law?
It is. It's unfortunately went from 5 years to defer the retirement system. It's
So what exactly are they able to do?
To file retirement paperwork. They retired from their job. but it's a deferred retirement option program where their pension goes into a money interest-bearing account, and they receive their paycheck and their pension at the same time. They do the same job, and they don't pay the standard 3% of their salary to the Florida retirement system.
Well, who signed off on this?
Fortunately, Governor DeSantis and the legislature, starting July 1st of 2023, they went from.
So it just started in 2023.
It increased from 5 years to 8 years in 20.
So who started
the
it?
program's been around 20 years.
20 years. Who was governor 20 years ago? I don't even know.
I don't remember. The target was originally people with rare skill sets, scientists, pilots, teachers with 25 years of
Now,
experience.
how do you know that? You've done very, very well versed in it.
Well, since 2018, a group of us tax fighters have been.
Jeb Bush, Mr. Producer, says was the governor. Is that correct?
Jeb Bush sounds right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. This is important.
It is tripledippers.org. Unfortunately, billion, that's what that's being. Unfunded money to
that's funny.
Services for tax.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Am I right about these boards of supervisors, even these Republican boards in some of these Republican counties? People don't even know what they're doing because, we're busy. We don't have time to watch all these people. They're throwing money hand over fist at these teachers' unions, aren't
they? They are. And unfortunately, the test scores have been plummeted.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, Dave. Appreciate it very much. Go to Larry, Roberts, Illinois, the great WRTW. How are you, Larry?
Hi, Mark. You're on fire tonight, my friend.
Thank you.
I really appreciate the fact that you talked about that judge, the slight pointy half-witted moron. That I think if you pull that through, I see that the fact that somehow there's a certain little politician by the name of Stacey Abrams.
Oh, really?
And the reason I took something, they had some talk about $2 billion that was found.
Yeah, we talked about this. $2 billion. EPA went to the group that she's affiliated with that previously had $100 at the bank. Now, these scams have to be criminally investigated because that's enough. Okay, these aren't ethics violations. They could well be full-blown criminal investigations. And that's enough of a pretext, in my view, just looking at those numbers, that there needs to be a criminal investigation. Same with Mr. and Mrs. White House, those activities. I'm not saying they've committed crimes. I'm saying there needs to be a criminal investigation. All these politicians who are enriching themselves and becoming rich as a result of this, we got to put our foot down. It's enough.
I agree 100%. Martin, I'm so glad that you had the guts to bring it out because, I just found it out and I said, well, Mark knows about this. That's a great
Ratings with Tom Hanks. Our numbers were unbelievable. So I'm up against that. Well, we're always compatible with somebody or some group on Saturday or Sunday because 8 p.m. is the coveted slot. on the weekends, the coveted slot on the weekends for the networks, for all cable TV, for Netflix, for all of it. So, no matter what's going on, just go ahead and set your DVRs as well. We salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, emergency personnel, our truckers, men and women in Ukraine.
I'm sure fly.
Strange, so.
Holy fuck. Hate that when that does that. Last call. My meter reads 0. Means there's a bunch of chicken shits out here. The ones that want to troll me elsewhere. Old Log Licker's fucking having a ball in Vegas, chat. I left Log. I'm not even there. I'm not even watching Log Licker. Don't care. 50. Their meter reads 54, and there's like maybe 9 people posting. See what we got going.
Oh, I wish. I can't wait. How do you feel when you say crazy things like that to me when I've been challenging you for years? You ever feel weird about that?
Nah, man. When I keep trying to bad.
But don't you ever feel weird about challenging me when I've been calling you out for years?
Yes, man. You know what's gonna happen.
But don't you think that's a little weird?
How do you like, man? They have day. We have a day, man. Wow.
Okay.
They have day.
This is actually helpful.
We're gonna have a day, man.
You know when?
I know when.
I don't.
I'm watching something.
I know. I hope you know hurt. And no hurt your. But man, you're never gonna forget what I'm gonna do with you. You're gonna see. You're gonna see.
Would you tell me?
You're gonna see. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do.
But can we talk then?
No, I don't want to talk. Who wants to talk to?
Because I would like to say hello.
I don't want to say hello to why. I'm gonna be my friends.
But I feel
I'm gonna
like,
shake their hands. I know.
yeah. Do I? Good morning.
I don't want to be your friend. I hate you. I don't like you, and I don't want to like you. I don't want to like you, and I don't want to be your friend.
But I don't know the date. Can you just tell me the date?
No.
Come on, I can just talk.
No.
I'm just asking. Stand
No.
Stop. Please stop. I can't let you get close.
Come on.
Stop.
No, they come. They go fix his back.
Soon. What? Soon. Oh, I wish. I can't wait. How do you feel when you say crazy things like that to me when I've been challenging you for years?
I just put a tune on. Rock and roll live. Lou Reed. Let's sit here for a few minutes. Then I've had a long day. Went all the way to Malone. It's like 90 miles away. So Matt, you think Alpesh Patel has called the cops yet? That's the village cops number right there. He wants to call a rent center, or he did. I don't know what he's trying to gauge. He needs to call that number right there. That's the number you need to call, Alpesh, if you got a problem. Seriously. Not your grandpa, Alvaro. Not your grandpa. Don't call me grandpa because I'm not your grandpa. Makes me wonder if you even know your grandpa. I know, but Shannon gives him cred. She don't say nothing. The people that he has for wrenches, like that Tony, right? It's a suck fest. Alvaro, now you sound like fucking Vader. Ain't nobody destroying me. You're an idiot. What fucking good are you, Alvaro? Oh, and there's the biggest idiot out here. Rum his back. There he is. There's the biggest fucking crybaby you can find out here. Right there. Yeah, little Raza. Yeah, okay, little Raza. Duh. And Eddie Guerrero fucking took steroids and went crazy. I should roll a joint. Go ahead, Rum. Click on my fucking link. Rum, go ahead. Click on that fucking link. Go ahead. I dare you. Come on up, Rum. Come on up, you suck fuck. Come on. You're gonna report me. Fucking punk. Acid Trip hasn't done shit. He's over there crying on his station, playing shit. Well, Woofy did something to him, or he's crying about that lady from Long Island. What a dumb fuck. He ain't done fucking shit. Get the fuck out of here, Rum, you fucking stupid fuck. Let me check your channel. Wow, Rum, you don't have anything on your channel. Why is that? What happened to all the videos you made? Rum, you got 241 subscribers. Been around since June 6, 2019. Wow. I got that many in less than 6 months. Actually, less than that. You're not getting any views. You don't have anything. There's no content on your channel. My content are the lives that I do. That's my video. Cry to JC, Rum. That's all you are. Right? You and all your little friends that were, going along with Rusty. Now look what happened. I get the feeling Rusty does not like JC. I mean, that is a true hatred right there. You're useless, Rum. You're good for nothing. fucking good are you, Rum? You're not good to me. You're not, you know, hey, you help Wiggin out. I don't know. Wiggins fucking turned out to be a weirdo. You know, the thing with Gotti and then, you know, Will Durant. Will Durant right now, he's about the only sane one. You guys don't even know who the real Will Durant is because you don't read. You don't read history? Nothing. That's right. Laugh out loud there, punk motherfucker. You crying bitch. Hey, Rum, since you're here, let me do this. You're here, Rum. Let me do this shit. Let me see if this is still up there. Fucktard. Well, sure it is. What we got here? Somebody made a channel on you like you did me, Rum. Look at. Hey, Rum. You ever listen to yourself?
Whenever I make a video, you start talking to me. What? No, I'm not talking. Oh God, I'm not going to be arsehole to make this again. Do you know what I mean? Right there, eh?
You probably can't hear the music. Rum, look, somebody made a channel of you a long time ago. Look at there's fuck stick right there. Look at that. Oh, Rum, you want to fucking play tonight, Rum? You thought I was just gonna leave and go to bed? I'm gonna play for a little bit. Rum, huh? You guys spamming my fucking. Look at you, Rum. Look at. That's Rum, everybody. There you go. There he is.
Oh, I can't be bothered to make this pointless fucking video. Oh, well, I was made to go to church every day. Anyway, I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas because I'm not a fucking fake Christian. That'd probably push me out of the group. Cheer you up, son. All right. It's not a nasty video. I was made to go to church every day.
How you going to go to church every day? Yeah, sit down, no fuck.
Fuck you. Fuck the lot of you, right? I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas. It's not being nasty. Fuck you. Fuck the lot of you, right? I went, no, Mum, no. Not a fucking scumbag. Maybe I've got screenshots. Oh, maybe screenshots. Fuck you. Fuck the lot of you, right? I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas. And, you know, all of this flirting and that, you know. And it flowed. Went, no, come back on another account because I want to block all your accounts in one go, dickhead. Right? I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas. You've tried all different angles on me. Went, no, really. You know, all of this flirting and that, you know. And, you know,
You're a long ways behind. I got 10 times that. You made videos of me, Rum. You made videos of me. I'm gonna check, see if it's still there. I'll provide evidence, all right?
no, I was made to go to church every day. Right? I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas because I'm not a fucking
Rum, you don't have it up there anymore. What'd you do with the video of me? Huh? Remember you made a video from JC Stream, me being up on her panel all the time? Maddie, you've never seen Rum? You never seen this guy? I have. It's him right there. Fucker went off.
Women. And I thought I'd make a little bit of be brutally open. Oh, it's there. Move so arrogant to get something out of one. Why you ignored me? Double. Been watching you for a while. What's the going away, you know? I mean, see, I'm losing the plot here with this video already. Like, you are the fucking skill. You are the distraction. You are the fucking.
You.
Low job.
You want to see it again? You guys want to see that again? You want to see Rum again? It's the only one out there. You trying to take credit for no. I have a pretty good hunch who made this. I'm not gonna sit here and guess and throw names out though. I have a pretty good guess who made it. What do you think, Matt? That's Rum. You want to see more? There's more than that. There's a lot more than that. This was a year ago. You probably can't hear the music. I know who made that. I know who did this. It's an asshole. It's an asshole. It's an asshole.
Points the finger in using women. And I thought I'd make a little video. You feel arrogant, it's going to be brutally open and scam. And dirty little. So I'm coming for him. Listen, me go. All of this. You feel arrogant to get one from the other ones. Why you ignored me? Low job or what? Fucking ass off me. That's all I'm still arrogant, mate. Again, I've been watching you for a little while.
I've been watching you for a little while. I've been watching you for a little while.
So I'm losing the plot here with this. Really like, you're fucking bastard. Now fuck off.
Yeah, it's rerun Tuesday.
Close shop.
Musician, not looking for fortune or fame. It's too much to.
Break.
Talking to donkey. Donkey fucker.
For me, basically, just like like, not that I need to explain myself to any random strangers on YouTube, but on the way to school, like you know, I'm a lucky old man. But when I say things, I fucking right. For me, basically, just like it's like not that I need to explain myself to any random strangers on YouTube, but on the way to school, like you know, I'm a nutty old man. I'm looking motherfucker, you narcissist. Not that I need to explain myself. I just stop. But when I say things, I provide fucking evidence, alright?
Got something to say, Rum? Ah, you want to come up? You think you got freedom of speech? Why you guys think you have rights in America, Rum? I don't have rights in your country. What makes you think you have freedom of speech over here? What, because Shallow Shay will let you do it? Come on. I dare you. Rum, click on the link. Come on up and talk to the old boy. Come on, you fuck stick. I know who made that. They did a pretty good job, too. I know where that music came from. I've heard it. No, you're not going to come up? All right, everybody. I don't know. Maybe I'll get contacted tomorrow. Acid trip. Have you called the cops yet? You want me to put the number back up there? I will. If you didn't get it. Okay. Public service announcement. Okay. You can call Governor PD at 315-287-2121. It's not hard to remember. Call him. JC did. Oh, Rum, you are such a fucking retard. Oh, man, if I ever connected on that fucking glass chin of yours, your fucking face would shatter. Good night, everybody. I'll be back later. See. Take note that Acid Drip and Rum are afraid to come up on my panel. Oh, motherfuckers. Bye.